So Canyon Chasers just put out a video called Motorcycling Isn't Dying, We're Killing It. And he touched on some really good key points, some stuff that I've been really thinking about for a while. Basically, motorcycles are getting extremely expensive. There's not enough new riders coming into the United States riding scene, I guess if you want to call it. And it got me thinking because what I do a lot here is motorcycle training. So I wanted to watch it and I watched it and some amazing points. So I kind of want to go over some of that stuff on an after the ride kind of podcast. So this is not going to be a crash or after action type video that I typically do on my live streams. But he had some major key points here, and it's basically motorcycling is shrinking in the United States, but it's growing everywhere else. The rider demographic is aging out. So basically, the median U.S. Rider age is about 47 years old. It was 32 back in 1990 and 40 in 2009. So it's pretty crazy. The cost is a major barrier, and I think that's going to be one of the bigger ones. I think that plays into a lot of the other things, and I want to talk a little bit about that. And he mentions motorcycling lost its cultural identity. There's some gatekeeping, some toxic culture, and then basically e-bikes and mini bikes. And that's going to be a big one that I want to talk about because that's something I've been thinking about when it comes to brand new riders. 'Cause that's like the main focus that I do here is how to teach brand new motorcycle riders how to be the safest they possibly can. And then that way, after 10 years of riding, they have instilled these foundational principles. But let's go ahead and just kind of dive into one of the major topics here. And is it shrinking? It's some stuff that I've been dealing with and trying to look forward to or trying to figure out when it came to the new book that I'm coming out with, which is going to be Riding Smart. It's a motorcycle educational book that's coming out. Still working on it, kind of finishing it up. But I was like, is there even a market? And I've noticed that there's a lot of not a lot of growth. Yeah, that's really what I want to say. There's not a lot of growth in the United States. Like I said, it's growing everywhere else. Motorcycle sales have dropped quite a bit. He mentions in his video that it's dropped about 9% in early 2025, which is the weakest in a decade. So that's pretty crazy that he was able to find that information. That's something that I saw too. I didn't think it was that much. There's still quite a bit of sales. Somewhere that I've read, I'm not going to put up the stat or anything, but it's basically like 400,000 new motorcycles a year, but not a lot of them are going towards new riders. So that's kind of a scary point there. But yeah, there's basically just dying in the United States. Everywhere else treats it riding motorcycles like it's a mode of transportation. What I've noticed is that in the United States, we treat motorcycle riding as kind of like a fun thing, like an asset, something that if you have disposable income, you do, and only back in the day, at least when I first started riding, is that you got a motorcycle because it was cheaper than getting a car, and the insurance was cheaper and everything like that. That's why I started riding because I couldn't afford a brand new vehicle and I can afford a motorcycle, and that's all I needed to get back and forth. So that's kind of how I started. But what I'm noticing since 2020, and this is what he talks about in the major barrier, which is cost, is that since 2020, motorcycle prices have jumped 40%. That's absolutely insane, and there's a lot of that inflation stuff when it comes to the United States specifically. When it came to like the Biden and the what was it the Inflation Reduction Act, basically just printing a lot of money, the United States has been doing it. Trump and everybody. We don't have to get into politics, but basically the United States just keeps printing money, so it's making everything cost more. It's making it harder to actually buy an asset, even though it's a depreciating asset when it comes to motorcycles and cars and all that stuff. It's still an asset, so those things climb in price while your wages don't, and then it just gets super expensive. So, new bike prices, yeah, definitely have jumped up. Insurance is going crazy, and so you start getting to a point where it is a major barrier. And if we start thinking about, the rider demographic aging out, well, like he said, it was the median U.S. rider age is about 47 years old, and it's been going up. From 32 in 1990 to 40 in 2009 to 47 now. I start thinking a lot because I'm looking at housing and a bunch of other stuff. Is that the same thing with housing? The median age is like a lot higher than it was back in the day, and I think a lot of it has to do with just the older generation, or at least the older people in the world, or the United States specifically. They have more money to accumulate during this time, so now they finally get to buy a motorcycle, or buy a house. So I think that's why the median age is going up, because the costs are going up. So it's leaving a big gap for new motorcycle riders, because a lot of the new motorcycle riders that are excited about it that really want to get into it. And it's like one of the first big things they do. The younger generation, like, 18 to 25 to 30-year olds, they just can't afford it. Just can't afford it. Can't afford a motorcycle. Can't afford gear. Can't afford training. Can't afford any of that stuff. And that's why I work so hard to create motorcycle training that is free on YouTube and then low cost. And that's why I'm working on the new book where you can basically skip the MSF. I think the average cost for the MSF across the nation is $350. It could be less, it could be a little bit more, but about the average is 350. So I'm creating a book where you can just train at home, and it's gonna be way cheaper. It's a fraction of the cost, at least three quarters. I don't know. I can't do math right now, but it's gonna be way cheaper. And that's part of the reason is because I noticed that a lot of people will buy the motorcycle and not get the gear because now it's just, they spent their whole budget on the motorcycle, not get the gear and then not get training. So they're just kind of winging everything. So my goal is to hopefully make it a reduced cost when it comes to the training side. I can't build motorcycles. So like that's what I'm starting to see is cost is definitely a major barrier when it comes to that stuff. So I agree with him on that. Um, the cultural identity, he says that it used to represent freedom, rebellion, and adventure, and I think it still does. I think it still does. I think there is a flip towards, we go from wants and like fulfilling our identities and needs, like, hey, I'm a free person, I'm rebellious, I want adventure, so I can afford to, buy something that will help me deliver that identity and become that identity. Well, now when things get tough financially, it's like I still feel that way, but I just can't afford the thing that's going to help me achieve that. And I think that's where we start getting into some issues because, like, what do we do? You kind of start feeling lost, lack of identity, kind of like the same job opportunity stuff. It's like, hey, I'm a firefighter and I want to be a firefighter. And like, this is how I am, but there's like no job opportunity. So it's like, oh, now I feel crappy because I'm not a firefighter. So there's that lost identity, but you still embody those traits. It's just that you don't have a way to utilize them. And so without, having cheaper motorcycles, you can't really utilize that freedom, rebellion, and adventure type feel. So that's pretty tough. And but he got into something that really it started making sense with me. That's why I have 5 e-bikes. I started collecting them because I wanted to start making some e-bike training because I started to see the amazing benefit of e-bikes. So that's what he talked about. He talked about electric mini bikes and e-motos are the new gateway. And I think that's dead on. I think it's dead on. He was mentioning how smaller CC bikes were kind of the original gateway, the scooters, and then you've upgraded to bigger bikes, and that was kind of like your journey through motorcycling. And I believe that smaller section, since everything kind of got up higher in price, it left a gap. It didn't expand; it just moved. The scooters moved in price, not expanded. And so when it left that gap, business wise in the marketplace, somebody was like, "Hey, how about we just make e-bikes?" Obviously, there's more thought into that, and that's filling that gap. And I recognize that, so I bought some Super 73s, very expensive bikes. They're way cheaper now. Um, but when I loved riding my Super 73. I loved riding my e-bike almost more than riding my motorcycle. It made me feel when I was riding in a neighborhood or like to work and back and just kind of just cruising. It made me feel like I was young again, riding through the neighborhood on my BMX bike. But now I don't have to pedal and I can go faster. And it was less dangerous because it's on the road because of vehicles. I was going the same speed as every vehicle in the residential neighborhood, which is 25. But it was a little bit more dangerous when it came to braking, swerving, a bunch of other stuff. So there's some trade-offs there. But I was doing all that and it got me thinking, it's like, I really want to make some motorcycle training or some e-bike training videos about this. But I just kept riding and riding and riding. And I was like, man, you don't need a license. There's no anything really. There's like, maybe there's some a little bit of legislation on like level 1, level 2 type bikes, pedal assist, push, like they're starting to come out with that stuff. But back then, there was nothing. You can ride it in the bike lane. You can ride it on the streets if you're not impeding traffic. Other things like that. Here in Tucson, we have a thing called the Loop, and it's just a massive loop of a bike trail that goes all across town. I mean, I rode 20, 30 miles one time. Just, I went to Chick-fil-A and back, and it was like, this is great. And yeah, so I believe that's going to be the thing at the beginning. That's what's going to get people. It used to be, you used to ride bicycles. One of the prerequisites for the MSF is, before you can even get into the BRC1, is that you have to know how to ride a bicycle. Like, so to me, that logical progression of, hey, that's an actual video. Let's get out of that. That's an actual video. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? Let's go ahead and make sure everything's working again. There we go. There we go. Hey, took the elevator in here. Yeah, so sorry about not having a live stream earlier this week. I have been working nonstop, and I'm going to show you kind of like what I'm working on. Let's go ahead and do this. It looks a little weird right now, but oh, what the heck? Oh, geez, what happened? Let's reset that. Let's go back to this. Let's do this. If I do it one more, is it going to mess it up? Okay, cool. I have to like zoom in a little bit because it's kind of weird. So I've been working really hard. I've been talking about it for a very long time. I've been talking about filming the videos and then making the pages, trying to figure out the formats. And now I'm starting to upload all the different pages to the printing software that I've been working on. So I just want to give you like a quick, there's still some pages. There's like a few pages that I'm going to have to put in some pictures and whatnot to fill it out. But pretty much, it's pretty done. It's pretty done. Give me by Monday, and I'm going to have all this stuff done. I got some stuff to do today other than edit these videos that we're going to be talking about today on the live stream. But I got it going. It's getting there. It's a little bit hard to see. I understand. It's a little bit low res right here because it's part of the software, but it's high res. But it's there. Chapter 1. Look at that. So I have to fill that in with a picture, but here we go. 9 chapters from absolutely nothing to writing to a parking lot, because that was a big concern with a lot of you when you got the drills. Let me go ahead and bring those out because I'm still trying to sell those. You got to pay the bills. Got to pay the bills. Where'd they go? There we are. Yeah, so a lot of you guys were saying, hey, how do I get to the parking lot? So a lot of people were using the drill booklet as a way to like practice the drill or practice their motorcycle riding. It's like, that's exactly what I want it to be. It's like, how do I get to a parking lot? So, I don't know why it's not doing that. Damn, it didn't load, but it's there. But there's a section in the book where you basically get from the neighborhood, because that's kind of the whole point, is like start practicing in a neighborhood, and then how to get to the parking lot to practice some of the drills to get you ready, but then to actually do the motorcycle skills test. Now, the motorcycle skills test I think I saw it was like 38, 39 states, and it's called the MOST test, motorcycle operation skills test. And that's basically what's in this book. Now, this book's I can't really show you too much of it, but this book is the MSF instructor book, and in the very back, if you took an MSF class, they're like reading from this stuff. So as an MSF rider coach, I got one, and the first 4 skill test evaluations are from the MOST test, which is basically the same skills test that most states in the United States uses. So I take you from absolutely nothing, riding in the neighborhood and learning all the skills, finally going from the neighborhood to a parking lot, practicing those skills, and then hopefully getting your endorsement and skipping basically the MSF. Because in most states, I think there's only 2 or 3 states in the United States that you have to take a course. So like, might as well just go get your permit, go to the DMV or Department of Transportation, go take that written permit test, get your permit, and then start practicing using the book. So that's going to be the main thing here. That's the whole point. It's going to be way cheaper. And I just saw somebody in here. I don't know if you answered that question, but I saw somebody say that their college, community college, does like your local community college does a beginner advanced course for $50. That's great. Highly recommend doing that. But most places, and I did the average, it's anywhere between like $200 and $450. And so, the average of all that is like $350. So if I can save somebody a ton of money to get their, endorsement, if they already have their motorcycle, might as well practice, right? So that's the whole point of the book, and I'm excited about it. I've uploaded so many. There's like, it's going to be about, let's see, I think it's going to be about 90 pages, 90 pages long. They have the same thing in the Smart Rider Drill booklet where you have the QR codes. So every single chapter has its own video lesson with it. So I don't know. I'm super excited about it. I've been working really hard on it. And the funny thing is, while I've been working on it, I've been going through all my old files on my Google Drive. I have like tons of files, and I found that this is like the 6th time I've tried to create a book. And I've made like small little PDFs, I've made like small little books here and there. And like this is like the culmination of like years and years and years of knowledge. And it's just that first section. I already have an idea for a second book where it dives deeper into the Smart Rider principles, so rescue and all that stuff. But this is gonna be great. I think it's gonna help a lot of people start riding motorcycles. And so that video that I posted at the very beginning, that was Canyon Chasers talking about his motorcycling, basically dying and whatnot, and he goes deep into it. And so I decided to chat about it, and I think it was a pretty good video. What do you guys think about that little after the ride podcast video, where I was basically just commentating, or basically giving my comment on his video? The whole idea behind it was I wrote a comment on his video, and it just kind of got some good discussion going. And so I was like, I'm just going to make my own version of a YouTube comment, but make a YouTube video based on my comment. And it was pretty good. I liked it. It would be kind of cool to get some of these people like Canyon Chasers and whatnot. Maybe we do like a real podcast. I don't know. Are these books secret? Why can't you show it? For some reason, the software didn't show it. I mean, it's here. It's just not showing when I click that preview. It's a ton. And it's gonna be a perfect bound book. So if you don't know what that is, it's a book that's, it's got a bind basically on the edge. So it's gonna be probably about that thick. Well, this is 180 pages, so mine's gonna be half that. But lots of different stuff. So here's like the skills test. Here's parts of the skills test. So I actually walk you through it, and you can scan the QR code on it. So I'm pretty excited about it. Just a lot of work, kind of brain dead a little bit. Just like constantly looking at the screen. I'm used to just doing this. Sorry, I meant the MSF manual, because this is straight up like behind the scenes. Only instructors get to have. It goes pretty deep into every single thing that they teach, and sharing this would be not good. I mean, there's the legal stuff, but honestly, like, that's their thing. My thing is completely different. The only thing that I share with them is the basics of the motorcycle operator skills test, and that's just because that's what it's public. Everything else is pretty basic. I mean, like friction zone, throttle control, all the standard stuff that comes with a motorcycle, but their exercises themselves, that's based on their actual parking lot. So I had to do something completely different, because I'm teaching you how to do it inside your neighborhood, because that's where you start typically. You don't automatically just magically show up at a parking lot and you're like, here we go. No, it's like you bought the bike, maybe you got trailered home, and now it's at home, it's in front of your driveway, and you're like, I don't know what to do. Like, okay, I got the bike. It's like, now you're looking at it, it's like, okay, what do I do? And then my book will teach you how to do what to do at home. And then you just going up and down the street, and a few other things. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. Just a lot of work, and I got to set up the store. I got to get the physical proof. So once I get the physical proof, I'll be able to show you physically what the book's gonna look like. So yeah, every state motorcycle licensing handbook I've MSF book with a section of state laws. I'm sure. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what this is. So like that's what this is. I mean, it's basically just this is what like your typical. Let's go and do this. This is what like Arizona. When you go to Arizona's like website and it's like, hey, I want to take the motorcycle license, and like, what's the study material? It's this. This is the study. It's just the study material. It's the same exact stuff. That's what you download, and then it has like 5 pages on Arizona laws, and that's pretty much it. So MSF is pretty standard because they have contracts with a lot of governments, like state governments, to basically set up their motorcycle training. And so I think that's great. But I wanted to do something different. The plan method, reviewing crash and close calls, understanding all that stuff, developing all the different patterns to recognize road behavior. But like I said, the gap there is you have to take the MSF. Like this book doesn't teach you. I mean, it teaches you like quite a bit. I mean, obstacles, parking, but it's basically just saying like how to do it. It's just let's go ahead and do this. It's basically saying like adjust speed, which means slow down or speed up to separate hazards. Like it just tells you. There's nothing in here that like coaches you or shows you. This is like an awareness thing. So it's like it makes you aware of what you should know. It doesn't teach you how to do it. And so if you're going to like the DMV, so ADOT, Arizona Department of Transportation, you download this book because you want to practice for your permit. You have to learn the stuff for your permit test. So you take your permit test and then you're kind of stuck. It's like, now what? You have to kind of self-learn, or you have a friend or a family member walk you through it and coach you and mentor you. That's part of the Smart Rider principles. Or you get this and get your permit and you're like, okay, I'm stuck now. I'll go take an MSF course. And it's like, I'll just take an MSF course now. And so that's kind of like their way of, here's free materials. It's called a loss leader, but it's free materials to get you excited about it. And then you're like, okay, I'll just take the course, which costs anywhere between $250 to $450. So I want to be able to teach people that get this book right here, download it on and like studying for their permit. And then when they get that point where they're like, I don't know what to do, they get the book that I'm creating, and that actually allows me to coach you through this stuff. And then you can just get your endorsement. You don't have to take the class. If you want to take the class, take the class. But you don't have to take the class. And that's kind of the whole point. And I take you on the road. I take you to the parking lot. We practice the skills. Then you go to the DMV or Department of Transportation. You take the skills test. You schedule it, and you get your license. Boom, you're done. And then you can just keep practicing. I believe it's chapter 7, where you're riding on the road, practicing the plan method. So, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'm just kind of brain dead. I'm not a good salesman, but I honestly think it's going to solve a lot of problems for a lot of motorcycle riders because there's that gap. I just know that gap because that's how I learned. Back when I started riding motorcycles, or when I bought a motorcycle, I had it delivered to my house, and I'm like, okay, now what do I do? I don't know what to do with this. Like my friend, he was working, and because I was hoping he would teach me, but I just decided to start figuring it out on my own. And thankfully, I already knew how to drive a stick shift, so a manual transmission truck. So I just kind of, okay, friction zone, I got it. Instead of my left foot, it's my left hand. Okay, instead of shifting with my right hand in the truck, it's my left foot. And I'm like, okay, so I started figuring it out on my own in the neighborhood, just going up and down the street, making a turn, making U-turns, up and down the street, up and down the street. And then I went and took the skills test at the DMV, passed it, and now I have a license. So the book that I'm creating is basically how I learned, adding the plan method, adding all the other things that um, I've developed over the years. So I think it's gonna be good because it worked for me when I started writing, and I realized nobody's doing that. Nobody has something like this, and so I wanna be able to do that. I wanna do that for you guys. Share my knowledge, and then the second book is gonna be heavily focused on different writing environments and the rescue, um, and just like how to teach and mentor the next generation. So that's going to be something a little bit later, maybe quarter three, 2026. But once this book is done, I'm heavily focusing on the Writing Smart crew or the Smart Writer crew, and I'm going to be developing some more community interaction type stuff. But yeah, I'm having some fun. Just a lot of work. A lot of work. Every state motorcycle license I've seen is, yeah, it's exactly. Yep. But we got some crashes and close calls. We got some crash close call videos. Let's go ahead and bring one up. Let's not start it yet. Let's not start it yet. Let's not start it yet. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's at least get the warning sign up. There we go. Let's at least do that. But how's everybody's week been? Okay, let's get back to the schedule. Let's get back to what we do here. Let's go ahead and take a look at my schedule. Let's take a look. Let's see. What have I been doing? All right. So last week we did a live stream on Tuesday, and that was because I was flying out to Florida, Florida. I was flying out to Florida. Had a great time. If you were following me on Instagram and saw the my Instagram stories, I shared quite a bit of those. But yeah, it was a great time. Got to relax. The Rock Form Rider Recap. You're right. The Rock Form Rider Recap. Link in the description for 20% off of a Rock Form mount. I use the little sport ring clip. It's magnetic. There you go. I forgot about that. It's got to be sponsored, right? Halloween and all that stuff. It was my girlfriend's birthday on Halloween, so that was pretty interesting. We didn't dress up, but we went out. It was pretty cool to see people dressed up. But it was a great time. Got to enjoy just relaxation on the beach. Had a quick tan, went away already because I'm white. I just got red and then it went away. Had a tan for about half a day. So that was pretty cool. I had a massage on Wednesday. That was nice. I didn't realize, like, I thought I was gonna be like, man, I'm gonna need like shoulder surgery at some point, my left shoulder, because I was just having all this internal pain. And got a nice massage. I guess I just had some tight muscles and my shoulder feels good. I mean, it's a little tight. I think it kind of came back a little bit, but it's like 50% gone. Highly recommend getting a good masseuse. Thankfully, my girlfriend put me on her masseuse that does a great job. So that was pretty cool. So let's take a look at the chat. Is there any way to fix our names in the chat? No, that's a YouTube thing. It's stupid. I don't know why they did that. I think you're able to like create a name, but then like your URL for your YouTube channel. Everyone gets a YouTube channel when they sign up for YouTube, whether you use it or not. But I think that's what it is. I don't understand. I tried to read up on it a little bit, and it's basically whatever your YouTube channel name is. So I bet you, you can change your YouTube channel name, or you can change your name to a YouTube channel. Like I don't really understand. There's a way to do it, I'm sure, because I changed mine to DanDanTheFireman years and years ago. It was something completely different, and so then, yeah, so it's like youtube.com/DanDanTheFireman. So now DanDanTheFireman is my name in the chat. So if yours is like youtube.com/ColinClark6086, that's why Colin Clark's name is that way. So if you are able to change it to youtube.com/ColinClark, that's what your new name is going to be in the chat. I don't know why they did that. Andy, you Goonie, best hype man, yeah. But yeah, Florida Dan. I spent the whole week regretting selling my Yamaha because I should have turned it into a chopper. That would have been fun. Been working hard in training for the new job. What'd you do? What'd you get? Finally got my fairing bolts, so my CBR 500 has a new crankcase protection. Nice. Managed to put fairings back on last night. Nice. Going to test ride it. Be careful with the test ride. a 10K run packet for tomorrow. That's another thing is at the end of the month, I have my Spartan race in Phoenix. I'm doing all 3 of them, so I'm getting the trifecta weekend. So it's gonna be about 20 miles of obstacle course racing in 2 days, and it's gonna be tough. But and I haven't been training. I have not been training this whole time. Last year I trained a little bit more. I told myself this year I was gonna jog it, but I don't know. I'm gonna hike it. I'm just gonna get through it, try not to get injured, basically. Um, I've been Andy in SDC for a very long time. Okay. Too lazy to change. Yeah. It's a sales job. I'm actually a metal worker by trade, so there's a new sales, yeah. Sales is different. You gotta have to like take on a whole new persona. Like I'm supposed to be doing sales, but like what technically I do is called content marketing. I actually did a presentation for this uh like a year and a half ago for like a networking event. I'm basically telling people like, hey, make content and provide free value, and that free value can drive sales. So content marketing is basically what social media should be. A lot of people use social media as like their main source of income. So like I'm developing all these books and I have my shop, but it's like I create these free videos on YouTube so for people just to enjoy. And then if they make sales to the books, even better. So that's why I do call to actions for like the book. That's why I always talk about like, hey, buy the book if you like what I do, blah, blah, blah. That's the call to action for content marketing. But you have to you have to like sell yourself. And I'm not, if you guys like my stuff, get the book. If it solves a problem for you, get the book. But part of it is it's like you have to tell people like if you have to almost remind people of their problems and then here's their solution. I'm not big on reminding people of their problems. I think people either know their problems or obviously try to deny them a lot of the times, but it's tough. Sales is weird. It's a weird thing. My friend is really good at sales and he has no shame in it. And there's definitely an ethical way of doing it, but I don't know. Maybe I just got put off by all the unethical people. I don't know. Yeah, 20 miles. 20 miles. The first one is 13 miles, roughly 13 miles. And that's the first day. It's a Saturday. Then Sunday, I have like a 6 miler and a 3.5 miler or something like that. So it's going to be pretty tough. It's going to be good though. I love doing it. I do it every year. This is going to be my 4th year in a row doing it. And I enjoy it every time. It's a great challenge. It puts you in a mindset of like, you kind of want to skip an obstacle. You want to skip something and like nobody will know, but you'll know, and you're not gonna like yourself at the end of it, because then you're like, well, I finished it and I got the medals, but I skipped all these other things, and I don't feel like I deserve this. So if you just push through it and do the hard work, and then you get the reward, you feel like you deserve it, and that's a greater feeling. So it's a yearly reminder that I'm grateful for the body that God gave me, type of a thing. Try living without a kitchen for 3 weeks. Oh, yeah. I've had 16 weeks to train for the 10K, my first since the military, and like 0 training the past 2. Yeah, I tell myself I'll start training in August for this November thing, and I'm like, oh, I got 2 more weeks. Shit. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna start hiking. I'm gonna start rucking and start jogging, because I did the Ragnar relay back in May, and I ran that. And I had an average of a 15-minute mile over the course of like 12 miles in 24 hours. It was kind of like I had to wake up at like 2 a.m. to run one, type of a thing. So it was pretty good. But I was like, I'm gonna start running. No, that never happened. Powerlifting though, I am doing powerlifting. Doing pretty good on that. I'm doing 5-3-1. It's the program that I used to do all the time. And so tomorrow we're gonna do squats. It's pretty good. Yeah, a little more. Yeah, it's weird because with like hands, like blue collar stuff, it's like, no, if I make this work, it's because I made it work. With sales, it's like more of a psychology. I highly recommend watching Alex Hormozy for the sales thing. Start watching a lot of Alex Hormozy. It worked a charm for me. It kind of got me in the right mindset and to not feel bad about making a sale on something. But Yeah, we're talking on quite a bit. Thank you guys for sharing your week with me. We got some crashes and close calls this today. We got 3 of them. We have 1 new one. MotoStars isn't putting them out as often, so we got 2 older ones. I haven't seen the 2 older ones. I haven't seen any of these, to be honest. So we're gonna, utilize the plan method. We're gonna do all that stuff, and then I'm gonna edit those videos. And I got some other stuff I got to do because I want to get back to making the book, and hopefully get that finalized today, so that I can send it in and get that physical copy. Hopefully next week before the live stream, I'll get it. Probably not. But this way I can at least show you the physical book. And then once I go through it, I'm going to go ahead and approve it. And then we're going to start printing. I think I'm going to do 500, but I'll do pre-orders when that happens. So if you guys want to get your first book, and with the pre-orders, I might throw in something. I might throw in a rescue booklet if I have enough. I'll throw in a rescue booklet with it. So keep an eye out on that. It's not going to... See, this is the sales part, right, Colin? It's like I want to say it's going to be cheap, but it's not cheap. It's not going to be expensive. I think what I'm shooting for is 55 for the just the book, and then 85 for the book and cones. That's what I'm shooting for, because this is taking me, like, this is all my knowledge and trying to create something cheap. Not cheap. Trying to create something more in it. Trying to create something inexpensive compared to the MSF. And it's the only thing you're gonna need. And I had to develop the videos, the curriculum, all the stuff by myself. So, I think 55. Let's take a look. Let's do this. Let me go find. Yeah, 55. 55 and 85. Thinking about doing a digital version only, or have a digital version with it. And the goal is to create a PowerPoint so that you can actually have your own PowerPoints if you want to teach yourself or teach your friends with QR codes and all that stuff too. But the videos are already up. I have to do the thumbnails. The videos are already up. So if you guys want to watch, screw it. You guys can just watch the videos. It's unlisted, so you have to have this link. It's unlisted. So let me get to... So here's the videos. I'm not going to post it again. Those are the videos those are the 9 chapters that are broken up by chapter. I still have to do the timestamps and the thumbnails for them. So there we go. Forgot to wind your wristwatch. So maybe next week we'll be able to just watch them here in class. I'm not sure if you've seen or not, but I hope MotoStars will add my 2 close calls. Oh, you had close calls? Yeah, maybe next week. Yeah, that's the silver lining, Smee. It's kind of putting me out of work. That's why I was doing like that commentary on Canyon Chasers. It's like, you know what? I got to create different and new kind of content. And doing an After the Ride podcast is something I like to do. And then get back into beginner tips, writing stuff. That's why I'm developing the book, because there's a lot of videos involved in that. And so after this book is done, my big idea is breaking down each chapter even more and just doing one video on friction zone, one video on braking, one video on U-turns, one video on tight turns, one video on figure eights, versus a full chapter encapsulates all of that. So I'm going to get back into the motorcycle riding skills, very broken down, in depth, short videos, like 5-minute video type stuff. And then I was thinking, because when Canyon Chasers brought up his video, and I've been thinking about it for years now, that's why I bought the e-bikes years ago, is that I'm probably going to do some e-bike training. I think e-bike riders need the same training as motorcycle riders for the most part. And so at least develop some content around the e-bikes that I currently have, and teach people how to ride e-bikes safely on the road, and then maybe move into car driving. Who knows? Awesome, Hog Rider. I love that. I love that. Comparatively inexpensive based on the knowledge within. Yeah, I mean, you're getting me as a motorcycle coach in a book for $55 versus going to the MSF and paying anywhere between $250 to $450 for 2 intensive days with the stress of I have to pass this because I spent so much money, when you can take it at your own time with the book and schedule it yourself, because like you have to schedule with MSF and you have to set aside time. It's like I can do an hour Saturday versus I have to dedicate almost 9 hours on this Saturday and then 9 hours on this Sunday. These days it's like your own pace, DIY type stuff. So I think it's gonna be a little bit easier. It's gonna be slightly inexpensive compared to the MSF, and you get a sweet looking book. And the cool thing with the QR codes is I can keep updating the video and just keep the QR code so that, you'll scan it like right away, you'll get the video, but then like let's say in a year I update the video, you still scan it in the book, it's just going to take you to the new video. Are you watching the last MotoStars video after? There's my crash in that video. This is the first one. Are you in this one, Rick? This is their newest one. Are you in this one? Oh, there you are. Is this you? Is this you, Rick? All right, let's take a look at this one first. And then we'll go back to the beginning, and then I'll hit the record button. Let's just take a look at Rick. He's in the chat. Make sure you grab a slice of pizza, Rick. Here we go.
This guy admitted that it wasn't the gravel that caused the fall. It was his worn out tires and way too much.
Worn out tires. Leaning pretty hard. Good body positioning though, at least. Okay. Oh, jeez. Were you trying to keep up with your buddies? Oh. Full leathers though. At least that your friend does. Is that a drone? Is he holding a drone? It wasn't the tires, by the way, he lied. I saw a guy with a truck in the apartment complex, and I see the threads in his truck tires. I'm like, ooh. That's the information. Okay, that's the dash basically.
That it wasn't the gravel that caused the fall. It was his worn out tires and way too much speed.
Wait, so this isn't you, this is your friend? Or is this you? Did you slam that front brake? Can't really see your hand. I like how you're looking through the corner. You can tell by the camera angle you're looking. Yeah, you can tell through the camera angle you're looking through the corner. And then it just dropped. That front tire just dropped. Looks like the pavement changes right there. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can half speed it. Oh, yeah. It kind of looks like that little patch right there. Because you weren't falling down right here. You see the handlebars? And as soon as your tire... As soon as your tire went over that. Let's do... As soon as your tire went over that. There it goes. Might have been that. It might have been that. Huh. Let's go full speed. Could have been the patch. I think it might have been the patch. So there's a patch there, but you're kind of upright. But then you're like leaned at heavy right here. Oof. Isn't that interesting how like it'll slide up on you, your jacket? Yeah, I think it was the patch. I'll make a comment on that one. All right. So we're going to get started. we're going to get started. We have, like I said, 3 videos. So if you're brand new to the live stream, make sure you grab a slice of pizza. And I noticed that there's like 50 of you in class, but you're all sitting in the back. That's kind of weird. But there's 50 of you and only 26 of you signed into class. Like, you're supposed to sign in. There's a sign-in sheet before you walk in. In order to get a slice of pizza, you have to hit the like button. That's the sign-in sheet. So click the like button. You get a slice of pizza, and we get to watch here and hang out for about 2 hours. How long have we been going right now? It doesn't even tell me. 45 minutes. Okay. So about 2 more hours. What if I hit the dislike button? Is that it? Do they have that again? They have the dislike button back up? Don't hit the dislike button. Come on now. Don't hit that dislike button, guys. Oh my gosh. You only get to eat crayons after that. I know you Marines love them. But we're going to get started, guys. So in 3, the things that we're going to promote is the book and then Cardo, pretty much the things that we do here. I don't have a lot of sponsors. I pretty much sponsor myself with these books. So just for you guys, I'm not going to go heavy during the video, but just for you guys, yeah, this is how I pay the bills. So if you're looking to do any of these like fun drills to get you really good with your motorcycle, how to bond with your motorcycle, basically understanding, what you can do on your motorcycle. These are all doable. Every single one of these has a video QR code on it. So it shows me doing it myself. So it's definitely doable, but they go from beginner, easy, moderate, hard, and then expert mode. So if you can complete all these, you're doing really well. And like I said, in 2026, I want to launch the Smart Rider games once again, but I have a feeling the Smart Rider games will just be specifically for the Smart Rider crew. So those of you that are crew members, because I want to give prizes to the crew members or for people that participate and get 1st through 3rd place. And well, in order to do that, it costs a little bit of money, and there's no entry fee if you are a crew member. And so we're gonna start doing some more crew member stuff. But this is how I do it. There's a link in the description, link in the chat. For this, you can get a cone kit. You can also get cones with it, so you don't have to buy yourself cones. But here you go. You got the booklet, and there is a digital version. So I forgot to bring that up. Let's go ahead and do that. There is the digital version right here. Same thing, you put it on your handlebars, good to go, and you click the QR code instead of, because you can't really scan it because it's already on your phone. You click the QR code, it'll take you to the video itself. So check it out. That's the major sponsor, basically me sponsoring myself. Yeah, I've seen the helmet that Cardo is releasing next year. I actually reached out and see if they can send me one so I can do a review on it. Supposed to be pretty good. There's some interesting things. It's obviously going to have a Bluetooth system involved, integrated into the helmet with the crash detection, and then something along the lines of that brake-free thing. I heard. I don't know how that's going to work. To where if you apply the brakes, it activates. I don't know. I just read an article on it. I haven't seen what they did in Milan, but I asked if they can send me one. When it comes out, and I'll do a review on it because that's pretty cool. It's a pretty interesting concept. All right. So before we head in, I'm going to go ahead and grab something to drink real quick. Yeah, it's going to be pricey. That's another thing. Yeah, That's right, eBest. Yeah, it was interesting because I met a bunch of the Cardo people and the vice president a couple years ago, and yeah, they all from Israel. It's one of the best. It's like one of the best Bluetooth companies for like motorsports. That's true. That's true. Elad, keep forgetting. Man, I don't know why they did that. That's stupid. Still trying to like Modano girl is Shmi. Like I'm trying to remember the old names. Yeah, that's another. Hopefully they have like different face shields. I have a Voss helmet, but it's about time to replace it. So if they send me a helmet, that's probably gonna be the helmet I'm gonna be using. All right, guys. Oh, and another thing is like some states, they don't allow you to put stuff on your helmet. So if it's fully integrated into the helmet, you have a Bluetooth and you're like within the law there. But we're gonna get started. We have the first video here. This is from MotoStars. Do they do the intros again? Let's see. Do they? No, they just jump straight into it. Okay. Let's make sure it stays on enhanced premium because I have YouTube Premium. Highly recommend. YouTube needs to give like an affiliate link to or something to YouTubers to promote YouTube Premium because that way you don't get ads and whatnot. I've had YouTube Premium for a while. I haven't seen an ad in forever. And then on top of that, actually get some of the YouTube Premium. If you have YouTube Premium and you watch my channel, I actually get like a percentage of it, like very small, but still, it's pretty cool. Anyways, I got to wake up. I've been brain dead basically this whole week, just staring at the computer screen and just edit, page after page after page. So like I'm trying to wake up. This is like some caffeine in here. Kind of just want to hang out with you guys. Do we even want to work? Do we even want to like learn anything today? Do you want to just kind of hang out? No, I'm just kidding. We have to do some work. Just want to hang out. Just want to hang out and eat some pizza. Gotta wake up a little bit. I've been more exhausted lately. I don't know why. I'm gonna bring some. Yeah, sushi would be great. That'd be great. Okay, we gotta get started. It's already 52 minutes into this. We gotta get started because I have to edit these videos, and I got some other stuff I gotta do today. I'm gonna go see Tom Segura and see a comedy special tonight. Is any kind of pizza keto friendly? We might have some cauliflower crust. Yeah, I mean cheese and some pepperonis. All right, here we go. We're gonna hit that record button in 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We have a MotoStars video today, so it's going to be a bunch of crashes and close calls. So let's just take a look at the first one, and we'll go ahead and go through the whole intro here.
Hey everyone,
so we have Brian Emerson.
The unexpected situations these guys just had to deal with. Hopefully.
Yeah, so we have tight turns coming up, sharp left turn coming up, recommended 30 miles an hour. Are we going to low side? Please don't low side. Okay, we're speeding up through the very sharp corner. Okay, he's got full gear. Okay, so whenever I see somebody with like full leathers, let's go back a little bit. So he's got leathers, he's got something. So I saw at least the leather gauntlet glove right there. I don't know if he's got full leathers, but whenever I see somebody with that, it kind of gives me this idea like, oh, they know how to ride because they spend so much money on like a full one-piece suit. They know how to ride. So, oh, they made a mistake. You start giving some excuses to some of these people, and really at the end of the day, they just bought leathers. Like, it's great that they have the most amazing protection for your body, which is full leather suit, very expensive for what it is. And then you basically look like not a Transformer, a Power Ranger when you're trying to get, a breakfast burrito because you're going to get a breakfast burrito. So I tend to see that, and they like to push themselves. So when you get full gear, you tend to like, I'm safe. I get to push and take extra risks because I have this great, amazing gear. when in reality, it's just that you just have great, amazing gear and you're pushing, you're taking massive risks, but your skill level might not be where you think it is. And so when I see people doing this stuff on these corners, you see the chevrons up ahead. Okay, the chevrons, I don't have my pen out, but I'm going to go ahead and get it out. But the chevrons are those yellow signs there. Okay, that's a chevron. And what that indicates is that it's a sharp turn. Okay, I got my pen. Here we go. So the chevrons indicate it's a sharp turn. Now it's pointed where it's the sharp turn. So a sharp turn to the right. So people are like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and get crazy body lean angle and whatnot. And I got these leathers and I'm going to be able to do this. It's an easy way to get a low side. There's a lot of things that can go wrong here. So if you're a brand new motorcycle rider, things that we talk about all the time are road surface hazards, corners, leaning the bike too far, traction loss. There's a bunch of different stuff. So if you're confused, just keep watching this, subscribe, so that you'll finally pick up some of this stuff. And I'm doing some educational videos too.
Hopefully,
but then right here, we have a sharp left turn. These signs really indicate what we should be paying attention to. They make these signs for motorists so that we understand what is coming up. Because if there was no signs, pretend there's no signs, you would have to figure out it's a sharp turn, but you entered in that turn way too fast, and then you go off the road. So they're like, hey, let's put a sign here so that we can at least warn people to slow it down before this sharp turn to go off the road. Okay, so that's why they do that. And it's 30 miles an hour recommended. That's why it's a 30, that says 30 right there. So let's say this is like a 40 mile an hour road, 50 mile an hour road. It's basically saying, hey, we have a sharp turn coming up ahead. We recommend you do 30 because 30 miles an hour is what you can pretty much do on this turn without going off the road. As motorcyclists, we're like, hey, we could do faster. Trust me, I know that. Like, it's a 50 mile an hour road. I see a 40 or 30 mile an hour recommended. I get down to that 30 and I'm like, oh, I could have taken this at 40. Oh, this is way too easy on a motorcycle. In a car, I could see that I should probably slow it down, but on a motorcycle, I could definitely do this. That's where you get in trouble. I recommend if you're a brand new rider and you see that 30 mile an hour recommended sign, go 30 and then have that thought. It's like, oh, I could have done that faster. Just continue doing the 30. Just the next time you see a sign like this and it says 40, do the 40. If it says 30, do the 30. Treat every single one of these turns as a brand new turn. And don't get complacent by saying, oh, I could have done this last one at 50, so I'm going to do this next one at 50. The next turn could have been sharper. The next turn could have been something completely different than this turn. So just do the 30. I'm getting on this little soapbox here, but I think it's very important. So we get up to here, there's another thing. It's going to be a decreasing grade. You see the semi or the truck and trailer, and it's on a hill. It means it's actually going to go downhill, so you're going to gain speed. And it's going to be really awkward. So now sharp left turn to the left. Maintain your speed. Just maintain, cruise around it. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the fact that you're riding a motorcycle. Don't worry too much about, it's like, oh, it's an easy turn. I'm going to increase the speed even more. You still got a turn coming up. It's still sharp. Wait until you get that straightaway and then accelerate through. I don't know, I'm getting a little soapboxy here, but we're going to be going over some other things. The reason why I'm getting a little soapboxy is because I've been developing a motorcycle training book for brand new riders, and I've been just seeing so many gaps in the knowledge for all these motorcycle training. All these motorcycle riders are just crashing because of very simple fundamental skills of riding a motorcycle. Thinking that I know how to ride a motorcycle straight, I know how to run this motorcycle, and now I can ride on the roads, great. They think that they can start doing these advanced maneuvers and forget the basics. So now they replace the basics with the advanced stuff, and things get too complicated, and then what you really need to do is fall back on the basics. As an EMT firefighter with paramedics, one of the major things with paramedics versus EMTs, at the end of the day, 95% of the people that you're trying to serve when it comes to a medical emergency, it really just falls down to the basic medical training. There's very little when it comes to, I need to use this advanced stuff. And so if you're a paramedic and you're like, I'm going to just only do advanced stuff on somebody that just needs the basics, you're doing too much and you're probably going to do it wrong. There's a lot of things that you just should be doing when it's fundamental. It's very rare where you're going to need these advanced techniques on the road, because on the road it's designed for people to just do the very basic. They're just the roads are there just to get you from point A to point B. This is not a racetrack. It is not an area where you need to use advanced skills. You just use your basic fundamental skills to get from point A to point B, enjoy the ride, enjoy the point A to point B. Don't worry too much about I need to do trail braking on a simple corner. Just slow it down and then just do the speed limit. Basic skills of turning. That's it. That's all you have to know. Don't complicate motorcycle riding. Just do the fundamentals. That's going to be the last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to that. We're going to be focusing heavily on the plan method. This is the position, locate, assess, navigate. That is the fundamental skill that you need to know right there. And we'll talk more about that coming up. Okay. Same thing.
Dude.
Just the fundamental skill. When you make a left-handed turn, that's the thing right here. Let's go back here. You're going to make a U-turn to go left, right? Get in the left lane and turn left because you don't have to worry about anybody colliding into the side of you when you're making a left-handed turn. So fundamental basic skills to do a U-turn. Now, if you can't do a U-turn from here to get in line and you need this wide arc to do a U-turn, even if there's a passenger, if you need that much room, you need to be practicing your U-turns. And the best way to practice your U-turns, guys, I make books, I make educational content for the basic fundamentals. This is the Smart Rider motorcycle training drills. You're going to be able to practice your U-turns. There's 24 drills inside here based off of 10 cones just set down. You set the cones down once. I show you how to set down the cones. There's a video that you can scan right here, and I show you how to set it up. And then once you set up your cones, you never have to move the cones again, and you have 24 different drills, each one with their own video, so that you can actually practice your turns. And you're going to get to the point where you're doing a U-turn within basically, you could do a U-turn if you complete at least the moderates, you can do a U-turn within your lane. You're able to do that. So check it out. There's a link in the description for 20% off. Grab it. It comes with a digital version. So once you get the physical version, or if you just want to get the digital version, that's cool. But if you get the physical version, you get a digital one too. So you can put this on your handlebars and practice in a parking lot. You click the QR code right here, and it'll take you to the video. So I show you how to do it. There's also a cone kit, so you don't need to buy your own cones. Well, you don't have to make your own cones. But check it out. Links in the description for that. Because being able to do a U-turn, come on, guys. Come on. I don't know. I'm a little brain dead from working on the new book. So stay tuned for that. If you don't know how to ride and you got a motorcycle, I teach you how to ride in that new book. A little bit brain dead from watching all of the, making all the pages. It's going to be 90-something pages. All right. Fundamental skills, guys. We have to come to a stop. So position for safety, I don't like this position because we're right behind the vehicle. I like to be off the side. You notice how the guy found the escape into this right here? So that's navigating active threat. The other person was going to crash into us or crash into this, so they found an escape path. So very good, found an escape path. It's not the best one. Should have been prepared for it, right? You see brake lights. You see that there's a pedestrian crossing a little bit earlier. So part of positioning for safety is having a good space cushion, locating this is a hazardous area. Is it a relevant threat? Oh yeah, they're stopping. This isn't good. There's a pedestrian, they're stopping. I need to navigate this. So emergency progressive braking to stop. That's what this first rider did. That person found an emergency. They navigated the active threat by going into an escape path. So swerving, perfectly fine. But the problem is they swerved into a curb. Okay, so they swerved into a curb. They could have swerved a little bit to the right. Let's go back a little bit. They could have lane split this area right here, or just been paying attention to their space cushion and applied the brakes. So lots of mistakes were happening, okay? Practice your fundamental skills, everybody. Practice your fundamental skills. And we just started watching True Detective, showing my girlfriend True Detective. We only got through one episode. I watched it back in 2014 when it came out. Anybody like the first season? I tried the second season, did not like it. And I didn't try for the third and the fourth. It's not the car driver's fault. All right, here we go. Scott Griffin. Love the camera angle. Love seeing this. Tail the Dragon. Oh, we just dumped the bike. There goes the bike off the side of the road. So one thing that we talk about here on this channel is how to rescue a motorcycle rider after a crash using the rescue method. I don't even know if it's considered a method, but how to rescue, right? So remain calm, ensure own safety, stop major bleeds, quickly assess severity. So really all we could do is stop major bleeds, but part of it is the mechanism of injury. So when he hits the ground, so that's the first impact right there. So you see the leg and the knee, right? Okay, so this is why we wear motorcycle protective gear. Your knee's gonna hopefully be protected. Your ankles are gonna be protected from motorcycle collapsing onto it. And then your elbow, first thing that hits, boom, you put your hand down, elbow hits, armor on the elbow, hopefully wearing some gloves, and then boom, right shoulder. So in motorcycle gear, we have shoulder protection. So we have usually like D30 armor inserts or something. So you're gonna have an armor insert. Hopefully it's gonna mitigate any type of AC joint issues. And then there's the side of the head hitting right there. That's why we wear a helmet. So if you notice, from top to bottom, bottom to top, whatever, I said it backwards, we needed to have protective gear, motorcycle boots, protective pants, so they're hip armor, hopefully, but definitely knee armor. We needed a jacket for our arms and our shoulder, and we needed a helmet. So full gear, everybody. A simple crash like that. Will break so much of you. And he is sliding. He looks like he's kind of unconscious, to be quite honest. Nice little concussion. The camera just went right down his crack. And there goes the bike. Yep. And the thing is that bike is going to hit the tree. That could easily have been you. That easily could have been you hitting the tree. Oof.
This
Here we go.
perfectly shows that you can never feel completely safe on the road. For some unknown reason, the driver decided to ram into the riders and run a red light.
Whoa. Yeah, did the driver have a stroke or something, right, Elad? I mean, medical emergencies can happen. Accidentally taking their... This looks like an electric car.
Red light.
You notice how there's like barely any front grille? So there's like no air vents, so it might have been an electric... Like, something going on with the electric vehicle, which is kind of scary, to be quite honest. Because this is not... This is the first time I've seen something where all of a sudden they just gun it into motorcyclists. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that. And I've watched thousands of these crashes and close calls. So it might have been an electrical issue, but once again, you never know. You never know. The most random things can happen. You never know. So this is why I wear full gear, just in case. Because we have that impact. That's not good, and we do need a thumbnail. You never know. Wear full gear. Wear full gear, everybody. You know, that's not good. It looks like they figured it out towards the end. They're like, the car is finally, you know, listening to them, and they pull off. Who knows? That's pretty high injury. Bikes, everything's damaged. I'm more concerned about the body. The bike is the bike. It gets replaced. All right, here we go. Oh, oh! Let's try to figure out what happened here. Okay, let's try to figure out what happened. Okay, so we only have this camera point of view. Okay, so it looks like somebody obviously went, or they did like a U-turn or something. Or they turned in front. So a left turner. It looks like a left turner because you see the traffic is going this way. And then the windshield and everything is pointed this way. So it looks like they did this in front of her. So we have left turners. Now, intersections are dangerous for motorcycle riders. So whenever I locate hazardous situations, it's intersections and corners. Those are the two things that we're going to see tons in these videos. is people crashing the corners and people hitting cars in intersections. That's going to be the most dangerous area. So those are the hazardous areas. So when you see somebody pulling out in front of you, you have to do some form of emergency progressive braking to slow yourself down and then have to swerve into an escape. So you can't just be like, oh, they're in front of me, I'm going to honk the horn. Can't be doing that. But that's a very high impact. That's not good. She is definitely in a lot of pain. Yeah, the bike's gonna be destroyed. It is what it is. I just hope the body isn't. Oh, same thing. Okay, that's the whole I had to layer down thing. I don't know if this video or this music is copyrighted, so we're gonna do this. But that's gonna be another form of intersection. Okay, terrible driver, whatnot, doesn't matter. Let's go back to what actually happened. So how did we crash before even hitting the vehicle? Right there. Did you see that? A little pop quiz for you guys. Look at the bottom right. I'm going to go back one more time. Look at the bottom right where his hand movement is. Right there. Panic braking. So when I say progressive braking, what that means, and there's a whole chapter on friction zone and braking techniques in the new book that I'm coming out with. So stay tuned, please. Hopefully by the end of December 2025, it'll be out for sale. What they did was smash that front brake, which locked up the front tire, and the tire started sliding. And since there's a little bit of a turn in the handlebars, it fell in. Okay, so you fall down. And so what you need to do with progressive braking is a nice gentle squeeze at the beginning to get that weight transfer to the front tire, and then more. And you're able to slow down and stop quicker doing that than by smashing the front brake. So there is a skill set. Like I said, fundamental skills, everybody. So we smashed the front brake instead of swerving. Okay, instead of swerving to the left. Okay, there's three things you can do in emergency: emergency swerving, emergency braking, or emergency acceleration. Those are the three things you can do on a motorcycle. So treat it as an emergency and do more. The reason why I put emergency on it is because you're braking faster, you're swerving harder, you're accelerating as fast as you can to get out of a spot. The regular braking is just easy progressive braking, coming to a stop at a stop sign. Swerving is just swerving around a pothole that's in your lane. You're not really going very far. And then emergency acceleration is just getting up to speed at a decent speed. So here, could have swerved, dumped the bike, nice pink shoes, overall sucks, but there was an escape. There really was an escape this whole time. But intersections, definitely dangerous. Definitely dangerous. And that's considered an intersection. So locating those hazardous situations is very important. Oh, he just has pink shoes. Interesting. Okay, can we skip this? Oh. What do we got here? Okay, somebody, we're in their blind spot, I bet. Okay, we're pretty much racing with this car. Yep. Both merged in the area, we lose. We lose in that spot. Oh, camera lens broke. Yeah. So we both merged into that spot. Okay, so what can we do in this situation? We get up to here. Once again, emergency accelerate, emergency swerve, emergency brake. We can either emergency accelerate out of here if we have a lot of power on our bike. We're already going pretty fast. So it's going to be slow to get past them. Or emergency brake. You can't really swerve to the left. I mean, you kind of can. Get behind them and then brake. But you just pass somebody. Now you're going to, basically cut off somebody and slam the brakes on them. You're kind of screwed. So the whole point of this is let's not race because we're already going higher than the flow of traffic. We're racing this black car and we're just trying to weave in and out. So one of the big problems here is acting like an idiot when we're riding. Just go with the flow of traffic. Do the speed limit. You won't have this problem in the first place. But if you get into this problem for some reason, swerve back in your lane, apply the brakes. Like I said, there's so many issues that we see on these videos that people are just riding like idiots. I don't know. Today's a different flavor. All right, we got Rick Q. He's in the chat right now. We found out what the problem was before hitting the record button. So we're racing, having fun with our friends, and then we hit this right here. Did you guys see it? Did you guys see what we hit? We'll go back a little bit. So one thing that you're watching out for when you're riding is road surface hazards. See little discolorations in the road right there? It doesn't look the same gray. So if you're just going the speed limit and you're just kind of cruising, it's very easy to be like, because we're more upright, we're riding middle for the most part. It's like, oh, okay. And you kind of do that. You're able to see it ahead of time. So really you see it way back there. So then you kind of aim yourself already and you're getting yourself in a position because you're not going super fast. Not a big issue when you're upright, but when you're in the middle of a turn, you're leaned over pretty hard. That's when it becomes a problem. Because now it's going to mess us up, especially if our tire hits like the line on the side. If we can go over like the middle and it's usually not a problem, but if our tire hits that little raised edge, that could be a problem. And I think that's where his tire went, is on this raised edge. And this is what happens. Pretty scary. You don't have to deal with that in a car, but he says he's doing fine. So full gear, it's full leathers. Bike's destroyed. Don't do stuff like this, guys. I'm trying to like understand. Maybe this clip is going to get taken out of context here, but whenever I see riders like this, where they're just kind of going nuts at the end of the day with their group of friends, it always just feels like they're 12-year-old stuck in a 25-year-old body. You know what I mean? Just kind of not thinking long term. And we're just doing crazy stuff on, it'd be one thing to do this on BMX bikes in the neighborhood when you're 12. But we're going like 75 miles an hour on machines that are like 500, 600 pounds. Basically a giant bullet with no protection whatsoever. And it's like not thinking about the consequences. This is one of those things where it's like people just don't think about the consequences. And if you're in a group of friends that do this kind of stuff and you're like 25, 30, 35, even 18, I think it's about time to recognize that maybe you should grow up a little bit. I don't know. I don't know.
İnşallah kesinlikle bir şey yoktur.
I think it kind of comes down to like a lot of these crashes and close calls is that kind of like the crime rate type stuff. Like you hear crime goes up a lot, but it's really just like the same 2 to 5% of people committing most of the crimes. When you see like stuff like this, it's the same 2 to 5% of people having the most crashes and close calls. And it's just the people that think riding fast on motorcycle is fun. Just like it's fun to rob people, I don't know. That's my thought. We're having some fun on this one, I guess, this video. Different tone. Okay, so that's not good. So how did that happen? So we just straight up collided. I don't know what the deal is with that. So you see how the bike is moving towards him? So maybe he was trying to swerve around that white car and just clipped that car. And just in case we need a new thumbnail. We'll A/B test these thumbnails. Let's see what happens. What's the best thumbnail? Oh, geez. Thankfully, she didn't crash too hard because she was applying the brakes. Oh. Ooh, that will get you hit. Do you guys see that? I've been spit on by a couple patients as a firefighter, and I had to walk away from the scene because I was about to. It gives you like a visceral reaction when somebody spits on you. I want to see what this guy does. He did nothing. Okay. Hey, he's going home to change his tire. Okay, let's go ahead and burn out that last tire that has no traction and just dump it. Thankfully, he had a nice tire around him to offer protection. We're going to try to power through some of these.
The left probably thought he could make it in time and really caught the rider off guard.
Okay. Oh, once again, intersection. Good job with the brakes. Finally, we see somebody with decent braking skills. And the reason why he was able to stop in time because he wasn't speeding. He wasn't speeding. So good job with the progressive braking. He sees the intersection coming up, so position for safety, located this hazardous situation, assess if it's a relevant threat.
Despite
that vehicle wants to come out.
Driver coming from the left probably
it's a relevant threat right now. That's the side of the vehicle pattern. That's going to indicate that somebody might want to come out. It's not necessarily a threat yet.
And really caught the rider off guard.
And all of a sudden they start gunning it. Okay, now it's a relevant threat, so we have to do something. He reaches for that front brake, applies the front brakes. We're not going super fast, so he was able to stop in time, so very good. Finally, we have somebody that did a good job. Handled it. So he stalled probably, so pulling the clutch, start it up, downshift it first, and then get going. All right, so once again, idiots on a bike. Okay, we're gonna ride dumb. You have this whole open road and get this close. I can't believe I just did that. Yeah, I can't believe you just did it either. We have this whole road wide open. Multiple lanes, 3 lanes. Why were we going straight towards this motorcycle rider? Target fixation. We target fixated on this rider. The one obstacle in the road, we target fixated on it. And so we went towards it. So target fixation is a tool. People talk about target fixation all the time. Basically, it's where your focal vision goes towards. So if you're looking straight at me, look at my face. Just look at my face. You notice how everything's kind of clear? Like you can pick out features. Just look at my eyes. Just look at this eye right here. Just stare at it. So that eye is pretty clear, right? When you're staring at it. Now everything around it, keep staring at it. Everything around it gets a little bit blurry. Okay, so this right here is your focal vision when you're staring at that one object. That's where you go because you're focused on it. Same thing with life. Whatever you focus on is where you go. So you're focusing on it. Everything else gets blurry. So what's happening here is he's focusing straight literally on this person. He's focusing on it because it's like, it's in my way. Focus. So that's target fixation. You can still target fixate on the solution. He's target fixating on the problem. Target fixate on the solution. Target fixate on something else, the escape. Or don't be a problem for yourself. Target fixate on yourself and be like, hey, I'm going too fast. Let's roll off the throttle. There's many different options you can take instead of just getting straight at him. All right. Left turner. Collided. Hard to see at night. Okay. So that's one of the hazards we have at night or at this time at dusk. Maybe this is earlier in the day. Who knows? It's getting dark. It's like dark at 6:30 in the morning for me, and it's like dark at 6 p.m. here. It's pretty nuts. All right, let's go back just a little bit though, because it's kind of like started off weird. So we're leaving a little bike night. Hard to see, right? Hard to see. If you see headlights and you see that you're next to an intersection, this is a hazardous area, so roll off the throttle, kind of slow it down a little bit. Is it a relevant threat? We don't know until last second, and so you're going to have to do something. But since I'm already slowing down because I noticed it's an intersection, it's going to be easier for me to brake. And there's going to be the impact. Not good. Not good.
Call Jaden.
Call Jaden. Calling Jaden.
This both the driver and the rider should have been a bit more attentive. Rather unfortunate moment, but luck.
Okay. Inattentive, whatever. We were in that lane to turn right. Okay.
Both the driver and the rider should have been.
We stay in that lane. We stay in the lane. It's a solid line. Okay. Understand actual road rules. It's solid line. We're not supposed to cross over. We're supposed to be taking this lane.
Rather unfortunate moment, but luckily.
Now we're crossing the Agora area. illegal for a reason, because it's not illegal. It's like, we want to make sure that we give you tickets. So we're going to make all these different rules. It happens in government. We're going to make all these different rules. And so if you cross this, we're going to give you a ticket and boom, we get some revenue. No, they put this in here and they make it illegal because they don't want people doing it because it's unsafe. Because once you start doing stuff like this, if you're in this lane and you cross over, you can hit somebody in that lane. If you do this and cross over, you can hit somebody in this lane. They just want you to not do that. You should have been making a better decision going off or staying on. Simple. So we do that. So both people are in the wrong here. Both people.
Curious.
That person should not have been crossing. That car should not have been crossing over. They should have just missed their exit and then gone. Or maybe they didn't want to stay in line, so they're like, screw it, I'm going to do it, not thinking that anybody was going to be in this gore area. And that's what happens. Both people are in the wrong. But I put most of, and I get some comments here, and this can probably be a longer video. I get a lot of comments here. It's like, Dan, why don't you ever blame the car drivers? I do. I blame them sometimes for them causing accidents, like they're the ones being dumb. But whose responsibility is it? You're a motorcyclist or wanting to be a motorcyclist. Write in the comments if you don't even ride yet, you've just been watching for a while. You want to be a motorcyclist, you are a motorcyclist. It's your responsibility for your safety. It's no one else's responsibility on the road to keep you safe. And that's life. Nobody in this world, it's none of their responsibility to keep you safe. Everyone has to take personal responsibility to keep themselves safe, to work hard, whatever it is you want to put in there. It's your responsibility at the end of the day. It's time to grow up. Boys and girls, don't take responsibility because mom and dad will help. When you become an adult, when you finally say, I'm going to be a man, I'm going to be a woman, it's your job. So if you're riding a motorcycle, you're on the road, it's your job. Sooner you get to that point, the better. Let's go ahead and mute that. All right. Hey, nice little wave. I love that. Yeah, mom and dad has not helped me in a long time either. E-bikes. Once again, everybody, e-bikes are basically motorcycles. Okay? So he endoed. It's a stoplight. Okay? We should be seeing this ahead of time. So when it comes to positioning for safety, slowing it down because we located a hazardous situation, which is an intersection, we have to stop. How do we navigate this? If we're going too fast, it becomes an active threat. Progressive brake pressure. So he slammed that front brake, and surprisingly enough, that front tire actually gripped enough traction to where all the weight went over. Typically, it loses traction and it falls down. Okay, so either way, you're crashing. This is just a more dangerous way of crashing. Very dangerous. You could hit your face. That's why you wear a full face helmet, because if you hit your chin, you're breaking everything here. All right, crest of the hill. You notice I'm just pointing out a few things here. Let's finally get back to education. It's 35 minutes into this video. So crest of the hill, you notice how the road disappears? Because we're going over a hill. So you can't see because your line of sight is blocked by the hill. So that to me just tells me whenever I see something like this, where the road disappears, I need to be cautious going up to it. Because I don't know if the road turns right. I don't know if the road turns left. I don't know if there's something on the other side of the road, like a downed tree or a car parked because they stopped. I don't know. So when I'm getting up to this and I see this image right here in my head, clicks. Okay, slow it down coming into it. Be prepared. Cover the front brake. Find my escapes. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Oh, nothing? Okay, cool. Oh, something? Prepared. So it turns right. Okay, so now we can see the road. Very good. Now we know what's happening. You want to only travel where you can see. Can't see much here. Can't see much, can't see. Now we can. Cool. Very good. Can't see much here. What's after this motorcycle rider, that crest of the hill? Don't know. Now we can see. Very good. Moving on. Oh, side of the pedestrian. What is this? Scooter? Dude, get out of the road, kid. What the heck are you doing? You're going to get hit by a car. This is right here what I was just talking about. He's a kid thinking nothing's going to happen to him. At some point, you have to take personal responsibility. It could have been a car hitting you. Yeah, I would have said the same thing. All right, at a track, this is where you practice your high-speed maneuvers. Over here in the Smart Rider drills is where you practice your slow-speed maneuvers. So this can happen. This can happen on a track, but you're practicing those higher speed skills. Looks like multiple riders crashed. I wonder if there's... Yeah, get out of the danger zone. I wonder if there's oil or something on the road. Oh, another crash. Another crash. Whoa.
Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop!
There has to be something on the road.
Holy.
You don't have this many crashes on one corner. There's got to be oil on the road. Did they say that? I wasn't paying attention to it. Yep, there was oil on the track. Yeah. There was oil on the track. Yep. You see the first guy? I wish I could zoom in on camera on YouTube. The guy up ahead, you see him turning, and all of a sudden his back tire does this. So he hits the oil right there. Right there. Yeah, it was right in that. And there's oil on the road. I mean, that guy crashed too. But you notice how there's this big runoff on a track. Right now, he would be going off the side of a mountain if he was doing this in the mountains. He would be hitting a guardrail if he was doing this in the mountains. He'd be hitting a curb, you know, on a turn in the city or whatever. So on a track is where you practice because you'll slide. It's not gonna be fun, but it's better than dying. And then now everybody is just crashing. So right here, this is great. So remember when I talked about rescue, remain calm, ensure your own safety? So first he's thankfully he's conscious and aware, so he understands what's going on. But now he's ensuring his own safety. So if you crash on the street or whatnot, get out of the danger zone. So what's the danger zone? So he's pointing out, let's get this out of the way. So this is the danger zone where everyone just starts to end up. So where you crashed is the danger zone. Because if you crashed and you ended up here, what do you think somebody else is going to do? They're going to crash and end up where you are. Now you have a big motorcycle, 500-pound machine, like going straight at you. So get out of the danger zone. So I really like that this guy, Persian Racer, recognized that and ran away. Because you have to ensure your own safety. So he's getting out of the danger zone. So very good for him. Yeah, because like that guy could have got hit.
Stop!
All these people are in the danger zone. Now, what you can do, like instead of standing right here, gosh, that's nuts. Look at all those bikes. Is that you can go up, start running up the side of the road, start waving. So if you go up the side of the road, you're not in the danger zone anymore, and you're warning people. So that'd be like one of the first things I would try to do if I was there.
Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop!
Gosh, look at that. See how quick? This is a great video. Just change the frame from a track to the road. So pretend this is the side of the road, okay? One person crashes because there's oil. You're in a big group ride. And then second, third, fourth, fifth. You see how many people could become patients? Let's say there's 6 of us here on the side of the road that crashed. 3 of them are having major bleeds because of the guardrail or whatever it was lacerated their leg, lacerated their arm. So now they're bleeding here. Another person's bleeding here. You like my shorts? Another person has a concussion, is unconscious. Another person is not breathing because they had chest trauma or something. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And that's what we try to teach here, is to take a stop the bleed class, to learn how to rescue somebody. Don't become a patient yourself, because you could be trying to help and then now there's 7 of you hurt that can't do anything. It can get dangerous on these big group rides. So imagine this person on the blue bike, they're unconscious right next to their bike. They're the only ones that knew how to do any medical training. And now everyone else can't help this one person and everyone else here. This is why it's so important if you're part of a motorcycle club or you're part of a group that rides, like a group of friends of 4 of you. All 4 of you or the whole motorcycle club should go take a stop the bleed class so that if one of you gets hurt, at least the rest of you can help. If 3 of you get hurt, at least the last person can help. You know what I mean? Don't let the one person that knows what to do be the one that's going to be the one that's injured, and now nobody can help him. Everybody should be trained.
Holy.
That's nuts. 265 kilometers an hour? No way. I got a little cheat sheet here. 162 miles per hour. 162 miles per hour. Like 165 miles per hour. All right, there's the rear tire locking up. Is he keeping it up? There's no way. Something happened, like maybe the chain broke and got locked up the rear tire. Okay, truck.
Bro, holy.
Oh, he's gonna hit that curb. Did he hit the curb? There's that brake-free thing that dude on a motorcycle uses all the time. It's pretty cool. When you apply the brakes, it lights up like it's a brake light. And I believe I haven't used it. I believe when you roll off the throttle to do engine braking, it also activates as a brake light. Because when you roll off the throttle and do engine braking, your brake lights aren't activated. So people don't know that you're slowing down. So I think that does that too. Please write in the comments if I'm wrong. But that's a great system. I wish it was just a little bit smaller. That's all. It seems like it's heavy. She's done reviews on it. She uses it all the time, so it's probably not heavy.
Situation where the driver decides
I don't know.
to cross several lanes without making sure it's safe.
It does that. Render guy, the 3D render guy. Okay, cool. Don't ride without Prodigal Stranger. Very nice. Okay, I highly recommend it. If my community says they love it, I love it too. I just don't have it. So somebody did pull out. Okay, side of the vehicle. That's an intersection right there. What did I say? Emergency swerve, emergency accelerate, emergency brake. He chose an emergency swerve in an open spot. Perfect. See how much you have to swerve? Not much. But people tend to freeze and just run into the vehicle. Good swerve. Two Wheels, Texas. Good job. You just looked up Stop the Bleed. Take it. Take the Stop the Bleed class. Trust me. You're going to learn so much. Whoa, what are you doing? Get out of the way. Wear some gear. All right. So pedestrians, school zone, relax. Okay. I didn't know if I haven't seen it. I didn't know if MotoStar showed it. I've been on calls like this, and well, I'm glad nothing happened. But if you're still here, we're about 45 minutes into the video, grab yourself a slice of pizza. We're going to do some more on the live stream, so we're actually doing this live. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out the links in the description for anything you need, like those drills. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Whew, that one hit me a little bit. That one got me. Because I've been on these calls. I've been on this call. Vehicle versus pedestrian. So you get in the ambulance or you get in the fire truck, you start heading out, you're like, this is going to be bad. And then about 2 minutes into it, dispatch gives you like an extra rundown of like more information. Because first they dispatch you, and then you get going to where you need to go, and then they give you an update on the information of like what really it's going to be, and then it's like the vehicle versus pedestrian. Pedestrian's 12 years old, and then like everyone just kind of looks at each other in the fire truck or in the ambulance, and we're like, "Fuck!" And we, for some reason, we always just start driving faster, but it's a very high. It's a high stress moment, and then you get there, and the kid is not good. The kid is not good. See you later, Colin. Yeah, the kid is not doing good. It's not a good. It's one reason why I left. One reason why I left. I saw too much of it. This is an older video. Let's take a look at the intro. Of course, that video had to pop up when like I'm kind of on like a more of a not a negative tone, but not like, I don't know. Maybe I need another break from doing crash videos, because that's the thing is like I've been doing, my main focus for like the last 5 months has been like the new book and whatnot. And it's like, how do I get people to ride safe, and like just heavily focused in the thought process and like really dialing it down, because it's like, man, people just don't know how to drive, don't know how to ride. How can I get people from absolutely nothing, at least started off right, so that they don't end up on Moto Stars? Like, how do I get them started off right? And it's just like nonstop, just really like diving in. It's like, this is going to help somebody. This is going to be the instructional manual that's going to get somebody started off right, so we don't have crashes, so we don't have fatalities, so we don't have, loss of limbs or loss of income and just disabilities, all these different problems. How can I get this done? And so like it kind of like put a mental strain on me. It's like, this is so important, Daniel, that you need to get to work. You need to get to work. Get this out there for people. And then that put me in the mentality of like, this is super, like the most important thing that I've done in probably 5 years. This is so important. And then all of a sudden it puts you in that mind frame of like, just, it's hard to explain. It's like, it's so important because it's going to save, it's going to, I don't want to use the word save, like I'm like saving lives. It's like, no, it's so important because it's going to give people the tools to protect themselves. And so like I'm in that mindset of like that mindset, and then I see that close call with the kid, and that's the frame of mind that I'm viewing it in, versus normally it's like we're just having fun, and like we're like, making fun of these terrible riders, and it's like we're joking. Like it's a different it's a different thing. And that's the, that's human psychology, like what's the lens that you're thinking from? Are you coming from a position of scarcity versus like growth? Are you coming from generosity, or are you having fear? And then you view something, you can view the same situation from like dozens of different feelings, and you'll have a different behavior for every single one. So the behavior I'm having, the feelings that I have now is like, this book needs to get out so that in 2026 people can start riding safer. And I'm watching all these people not ride safe, even though I've done this thousands of times. It's like I'm viewing it differently today. So hopefully it's still kind of entertaining for you guys, but I have a different mentality this week, I guess. I don't know. It's one thing to be self-aware, right? And that's I want to point out, like, that's another thing, is that, so everything I just said, right? Everything I just said. The situation you can put yourself in when it comes to riding a motorcycle is a situation, right? But if you enter that situation, I'm going to ride a motorcycle today. But if you enter pissed off, guess how you're going to ride a motorcycle. If you enter it, I had a great day, great week, and you enter motorcycle riding, you're going to ride it differently. It's the state of mind, and that's part of the safety checklist that I is going to be in the second book, but I've talked about it many times. And state of mind, it's like, what state of mind are you in before you enter this scenario? What state of mind are you in when you go home and you talk to your wife for the first time? What state of mind are you entering in when, you go for a ride or whatever situation is, right? Because that's going to dictate how you behave in that situation. So sometimes it's best to reset, reset your mind before entering different situations. I think it's because I'm just working my butt off constantly, Horovac. It's just I put this whole 2025 of my brain power has been put inside this book that I'm putting out. And so it's kind of stressing me out just a little bit in terms of not necessarily everything's riding on it, but more of I hope I didn't waste 2025 on something. You know what I mean? But every time I think that, I'm like, I walk through it and it's like, no, this is exactly what I should be doing. So it's just been a whole year of thinking and doing just specifically for this book. Because in January, I made the first version of the videos. And then in April, I made the second version of the videos. And then in June, I made the third version of the videos. And then September, October, I made the fourth version of the videos. And now this is the fifth version of the book, the printed book. Sorry, I had to cough, but I didn't. So it's a year's worth of curriculum changing, filming changing, editing and edit. So it's just, it's just a lot of work. I appreciate you guys have the greatest comments ever. Thank you guys I appreciate that. Ghost outside. Awesome, Sam. I appreciate that. You know what, Dan? Let's make it rain. I see the color codes around my visor when I ride. Guys, you guys are nice. You guys get a slice of pizza. In fact, Elad, can you go to the crew lounge? It's specifically for the crew, but we're gonna bring it out for everybody. Let's go and get some donuts. We're gonna bring some donuts out here. Okay, we're gonna get some donuts. Elad, can you grab some donuts? Elad's already gifting 10 memberships. Dude, oh my gosh. Elad, grab Dave. Grab Jonas, grab Joseph, grab all the new members. Grab all those 10 members. Get in the crew lounge. Let's grab the donuts. Let's grab the donuts. We're going to have some donuts. I want a donut. I'll let you guys eat these ones, and then after this, I'm going to go grab myself a donut from QT. I like their little donuts. All right. I appreciate that. We got some new members. Horovac, you're nice to me. Horovac, come on, dude. Horovac, you can be an arse, but you're good to me. I appreciate that, man. We're all good buddies out here. You got the donuts? All right. Guys, grab some donuts. Grab some donuts freshly baked. Grab a donut. We're going to have some dessert. We had some pizza, great meal. Hits all the food groups, and now we're going to have a donut. We're going to have some dessert. Ooh-wee. Brand name Butter, welcome to the crew. I think that last batch towards the end, those are keto donuts. Santonio, Satan Antonio Raider. That's hard to say. Elad's a motor cop, right? So he likes them donuts. He likes them donuts. I won't hold it against you. Cops love donuts, but guess what? Firefighters love donuts. Mm-hmm. But we're going to get started on this. So let's go ahead and reset, right? Everything I just said. And that's, you know how I reset for me specifically? Is, and it's weird. Let's see if you guys can feel this. Is Daniel, me, right? When I flip into Dan the Fireman, I have like not a different personality. I'm still the same, but I'm more talkative. Kind of like whatever. I'm literally standing. I wish I could share. You know what? I can. Stay right here, guys. One second. Stay right here. All right. So I'm going to upload this. I want you guys to. I'm going to do two. You guys get to see behind the scenes. Let me upload this to my Google Drive real quick. One second. Let me do it. Let me do it. Give me some time. I want you guys to see what I'm like, where I'm at. I always wanted to like make it to where it's like this is just like a mystery of like how I do this, but I think part of the fun is actually it's all right. There, that's what it is. See, I have the Cardo unit, just magnet. I got a little dog bowl. And I still have so David, he sent me this, and so I still have the sticky note he had on it. And it just says, Dan, hope this comes in handy. And I just have it on my thing right there, my computer tower. Yeah, I can't. I stapled it against the wall, so I can't even get behind it. But I mean, let's see. We're having fun. That's part of it. I'm just in a bedroom. I'm in the second bedroom. No, Horvath, I am in the classroom. What are you talking about? Yeah, we're in the classroom. Let's go ahead and get this off the. Yeah, let's get this off of there. Yeah, I'm in the classroom. See how much production value I have on this? I love doing this. I love doing this. All right, we have 2 more videos to do. And we've been streaming for how long? 2 hours now. Oh my gosh. I missed you guys though. Thinking about getting one of those step mills, those little walking treadmills that are like tiny, and putting underneath like my desk, because this is a standing desk. So I'm gonna push the button to have it go down. Got my chair. So I'm like stuck in this room. So Horvath, yeah, like I've been stuck in this room in this little corner making the new book. So if you're just now joining, because I did share it at the beginning, I've been working on the new book. So this is the closing. Let's get. I love this desk. I've had it forever. So I need to work on the back cover, but the front cover. Let's see. I can't zoom in anymore. Can I do this? No. There we go. So I'm working on this is what I've been stuck in the room working on all this stuff. I'm excited about it, guys. It's all the primary, secondary controls. It's utilizing the classroom. You know what I mean? Like, how many pages is it? Let's get to the end. All right. So I still got to do. So this is the closing. So it's 90 pages. 90 pages. That's how I do it, Hog Rider. I watch on the TV when I watch a live stream, and I just get on my phone. There's the obstacle swerve, the quick stop. There's the cone weave and normal stop with the turn from a stop, and a U-turn. We got some in chapter 8. We have. Let's go to chapter 8. I call them the Smart Rider practice drills because we're just doing. So that's the setup, the training philosophy behind it. We're doing the balloon drill backwards to practice our turn from a stop to the right. And then we have the lefty-loosey to practice our left-handed U-turns. And then we're doing a little bit. This is basically a figure 8. But I wanted you to practice a little bit of the figure 8. And the tuning fork is a great training tool for those quick turns. You're having to do some quick left hand, back. Like it's tough. And then a bonus one, which is the rabbit ears. This is one of my favorites in the drills. Write in the comments if you have the drill booklet and you've done it. What's like your favorite drill? Like the rabbit ears, and I used to love the boxer's glove quite a bit. I still do. It's a really fun one. That first turn is really sharp, but then you can just go fast around these, and you have to do a swerve. The triple threat used to be my favorite. This is one of the first ones I ever made. They used to be like my absolute favorite, but I had to choose a new favorite because that's how favorites work. I made the beggar. That's a good one. But yeah, the rabbit ears I really love. But this is a newer one. I designed the roller coaster. This one, I love this one because you can gun it, and then you have to take a really sharp, like basically it's not a 360, it's a 270 turn, and you have to sharp again, and then you go fast here, and then you have to cut in. I like this one a lot, but the rabbit ears is a lot of fun. Yeah. But so yeah, we have the rabbit ears on here. And then we get into the motorcycle license test skills, the motorcycle operator skills test. And that's what that is. And then the chapter 9, everyone has a review. So we have some reflection questions in the reviews. And then closing. And then I'm going to put some pictures here, and I need the back cover. But here's the front cover. So I'm pretty excited. It's 90 pages. I want to get to the table of contents. So I have the table of contents here. But basically, chapter 1, minimum gear to get started. And then all the motorcycle controls in chapter 2 to like understand how to actually operate the motorcycle. And then chapter 3, it's just straight up friction zone and braking, because I need you to focus on that. So it's just one chapter. Friction zone, how to get it going, and then how to apply the brakes. Very simple. And then the essential drills up and down the street. We're doing tight turn. We're paddle walking to start. Then we're riding with our feet up to start, just doing U-turns, and then feet up, and then doing figure eights. So we're just going to constantly do that. And then, so we're just going up and down the street so you can get that familiarity of how to ride a motorcycle just on the street, just your street, right in front of your house. And then chapter 5, we're actually going to ride in your neighborhood. So we're practicing swerving, braking, shifting, emergency acceleration, all those different things. And then starting to understand plan. And then chapter 6 is the plan method in the neighborhood, though. So we're going to utilize the plan method, go over the plan method in the neighborhood. And then chapter 7 is utilizing the plan method from the neighborhood to the parking lot. So you're going to have to ride on the road to get to a parking lot, but I made sure that you understand plan. And then chapter 8 is the drill, smart rider practice drills. Chapter 9 is the test. So it's very, it doesn't seem like a lot, but that was the point. Because like when you have this book right here, this is what they teach you. Like it's just so much information, and a lot of it is not needed to get riding. It's just like you need to know everything. You just have to know everything. And it's like most people when they start riding, they don't want to know absolutely everything. They just need to know how to ride. And then you pick up the skills through experience. But that's when you watch more of my videos. And then I'm going to make more content about that. So I'm just trying to get you to ride. Just trying to get you to ride safely. So the introduction, who am I? Just very brief of who I am. And then what it means to be a smart rider. So I'm really trying to instill the smart rider principles. You know, not try to go heavy-handed on it. Just like, here's what they are. This is what you should be doing. Okay, cool. How to use the training manual. And then boom, right into it. Translate it to Hebrew. Oh, nice. That's pretty interesting. That's another thing is like once this book comes out, I really want to do international shipping because right now I don't do that. But it's easy to do international shipping with books versus like a rescue pack. That was a headache. But all right, we have to get into this. We're 2 hours into this live stream. We're 2 hours into this. Okay. But you guys got to see a little bit behind the scenes. That's pretty fun. Normally people don't show that. But we'll figure it out. I mean, who knows? I think 2026 is about trying to get this, because what I want to do is also put the book on Amazon. I want to see if I can get into like Barnes and Noble and all this other stuff. There's gonna be a lot of different legalities and contracts and whatnot for that. That's gonna be maybe over my head. I have to learn all that. But I would love to be able to get this book out and possibly talk to motorcycle clubs and it's like, hey, you guys are getting new riders. Here's some books. Here's a PowerPoint presentation you can apply or you can play for, you know, on a weekend like thing. And then here's this drill booklet. Here's some community events that you can do. eBay makes international. Ooh, I didn't even think about eBay. Interesting. That might be easy. But yeah, lots of work. I might be doing. The link doesn't go anywhere. Oh, it's It's broken. Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. The link broke. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm going to fix it right now. That's not supposed to happen. No wonder sales have gone down. Sales have gone down 60%. So maybe, I wonder if they broke. Thanks for pointing that. I'm going to fix it right now. It should not have broke. It's pretty frustrating. That's frustrating. I'm going to fix that right now. Wait, no, the link shouldn't have. No, the link shouldn't have broke. What's the link? Let me check the description because it's in the description. The link in the description works. That's the link. So if I click that, it works. Let me unpin that. Let me reapply. So if I do that, YouTube is doing that. So that doesn't work. Yeah, that. Because YouTube's making it like, let me repaste it. So you see how YouTube makes it to where it's like motorcycle dash T dot dot dot? I think it breaks the link. It straight up broke the link. That's not fun. Let me delete that. What, YouTube, what are you doing breaking the link? Let's try that. Let's see. No, it's going to break the link too. No, that worked. That one works. Weird. I'm going to pin that one. Huh. That's weird. I wonder, but I should be able to do that because it's my channel. That's interesting. Yeah, you get 20% off if you use the discount code GoPractice20 at checkout. There you go. It works now. Well, thanks for pointing it out. For about 2 hours, I've had that pinned at the top, and it's not worked. We have to get started. We have to get started. All right, we're losing people. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we have a MotorStars video. We're going to be going over these crashes and close calls. We're going to come from an educational standpoint, so let's just take a look. I'm trying not to go heavy-handed into it, but we have lane splitting. Okay.
Let's all make sure to draw conclusions from this expensive lesson.
Oh, open lane pattern. Okay, so if you've been on this channel long enough, you know what an open lane pattern is, but if you don't know what that is, we're going to go and talk about it real quick. So we're riding. So right here, this is an open lane pattern. So this person might want to switch over because it's open. This person might want to switch over because it's open, okay? So that's kind of the idea. He cuts it off right there. Okay. Let's see if I can get it right on the frame. Okay. So we have a big stack of vehicles in front of this blue car. Now everyone's kind of stuck. I don't know. It sucks that this person did come out, but the main thing here is that this lane is moving quicker than this lane, okay? So what the car wants to do is switch to the open lane, right? And switch over. But we're here. We're on this spot right here. This person's going to switch into us. So we're going to have to do an emergency swerve to get away from it or apply emergency progressive braking to get away from it. So there's only 3 things you can do on a motorcycle when it comes to an emergency situation. Emergency accelerate, emergency brake, emergency swerve. Honking the horn, rev bombing is not a thing, okay? You could do it, but it's not going to do anything. So you can only do those 3 things to get yourself out of a dangerous spot. Oh, wrong button. And right here, you're gonna have to swerve hard to the left or apply the brakes really hard. There's gonna be that impact into the wall. So the main thing when it comes to lane splitting is that this is one of those hazards. It's also why I don't lane split. I do like having my phone on the handlebars, so I use rock form. There's a link in the description. It's a phone mount, so you lock it in with that little thing. I use this right here, so I could just hold on to it. I love that little accessory, and everything's magnetic. They have magnets on all that stuff, so I attach it to like my fridge when I'm in the kitchen. I attach it to like a workbench, all that stuff. At the gym, I attach it to the machine, and I'm doing the stuff. So I love it. Check it out. Link in the description for 20% off. But there's gonna be that impact to his left leg. That's gonna be painful. Let's go ahead and skip to the next one. Oh, that was interesting. So going pretty fast. Found an escape. Good escape. So this person is riding, and there's headlights. There's headlights in his lane. That shouldn't be happening. So what I've developed is the plan method over the years of watching thousands of these crashes and close calls is that we're supposed to be in a position for safety. So far he is. He located that hazardous situation. Oh, headlights in my lane. Is it a relevant threat? Yes, it is. Is it an active threat? Oh, yes, it is. If I do nothing, I will get hurt. So I have to do something and navigate into a new position for safety. Okay, so what did I say? Those 3 things? Emergency brake, swerve, or accelerate. Well, in this situation, applying the brakes, probably not going to work. Hopefully, I mean, maybe it can, so that if we slow down enough, they can get into their lane again. I'm hoping. I don't want to hope. Accelerating into it, not going to help. Finding that escape path, even though it's tiny. This is the tiniest of escape paths, but he did it. He did it. He found that escape because your tire is basically my hand right here. In a car, you can't do this, but he did that. So good job not panicking and actually getting into that escape. That's all you need for an escape. Now, if that car moved over just a little bit more, we're kind of screwed. But this is why, as smart riders, we acquire and use personal protective equipment. At this speed, honestly, it's probably not going to do much, no matter what. So thankfully, he got himself out of that. So the biggest thing here to prevent any injuries to you, prevent a crash, is to put yourself in a new position for safety. Always have an escape. Always have an escape, no matter what you're doing. So good job. Good job.
And it is color matched.
Color matched.
Really awesome.
So he's got a quad lock. His phone fell off because he doesn't have a rock form. Check it out.
Oh, middle finger. You're on camera.
This is an older video, so a lot of the stuff back in the day was a lot of like road rage stuff. With road rage,
I can't believe I got that on
don't
camera.
participate. There's a quote back in the day. Let's go ahead and just get the actual arguing with an idiot quote. Okay. Never argue with an idiot. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. So whenever you deal with road rage stuff, they're probably pretty good with it because they do it all the time. And if you try to argue with them, you become an idiot too. So just think of them as idiots, and you don't want to be an idiot, so you don't participate in idiotic conversations. So just don't do it. Sometimes it's best just not to participate.
If I got that on camera.
All right, we're in the blind spot. Okay, we're side by side. Don't like it, but we're fine. Would you stop for this light? It's a yellow light. Only if there was a left turner starting to go, I would apply the brakes. But if I'm able to stop in time, yes, I would. Having both hands on the handlebars when you're coming to an intersection, because it is a hazardous situation. When we locate, we're locating intersections and corners. So whenever I'm coming up to an intersection, both hands on the handlebars, ready to stop if I need to. If it's a yellow like this, and I can't stop in time for some reason, I'll go through it. But you're also taking that risk, especially if there's a left turner. So he's able to stop in time, very good. Thankfully, yeah, keep 2 hands on the wheel. Thankfully, the Mercedes behind him stopped. So if there's like a car right on my butt and it turns yellow, if I try to apply the brakes, I'm hoping they are. But if it's clear for me and it's yellow, I'm going to go through because I don't trust that they're going to stop in time. They're probably going to hit me.
I had time to stop, bro. And I'm saying, like, don't whine about me. I gotta break somewhere, man. I need to take a break. I need to zip myself as a Red Bull, man. Oh,
You a little tired?
This is never gonna get on YouTube.
All right. So we have hazards left and right because we can't do much. There's a car coming up ahead of us. Get ourselves in a new position for safety. Maybe slow it down because we clipped the mirror. Slow it down if you saw that. Just kind of move over ahead of time. Don't wait till the last second to move over. All right, do we have an intersection?
The driver decided to ignore
Neighborhood
the
areas like this,
point.
lots of intersections.
Unfortunately, this wasn't the end of a series of incomprehensible behavior.
Here's an intersection right there. Oh, we slammed the front brake and laid her down. So progressive braking is super important. Applying the brakes. Yeah, they had a stop sign, but they probably stopped and then just gunned it. Let's see if they did a rolling stop.
Unfortunately, this wasn't the end of a series of incomprehensible behavior.
Yeah, they didn't stop at all. So when it comes to locating those hazardous situations, intersections. Okay, cool. We got it. Is it a relevant threat? It's starting to come into our intersection. So yes, it is. It's now become an active threat because I don't have to stop. I can keep going. They're supposed to stop. So when I see that, I'm starting to apply the brakes. Like this is one of those situations, out of those three things, I don't need to swerve. I don't need to accelerate. I can start applying progressive brake pressure, let them through, and then you go. Okay. But if we get to this point and we panic because we're not locating, we're not paying attention, and we now see it, panic. But if we're constantly locating, we see these things ahead of time, we don't panic. Okay, you're prepped, you're prepared. And so then we can apply that progressive brake pressure to get ourselves stopped or slowed down enough. We don't have to stop. We could just slow down enough to let them through. They applied the brakes. You notice how the front end dove down? That's what's happening to you when you apply the brakes. Your front end dives down. When you slam the front brakes, it dives down so much so quick, and you lock up that front tire, it slides and you fall underneath it. And that's what happened here, is that he slammed it. It fell. The bike fell and he fell over. Yeah, that sucks. And this is why I wear full gear. Please wear full gear, because if you hit your head, it's going to hopefully minimize the level of concussion that you're going to have. You're probably going to have a small concussion, so you're going to have a headache and whatnot. But then he also hit the sides of his body, so that's why you wear full gear just in case. Now, in this incident, this car did not hit you. They don't have to stay. I would stop and see if the person's okay, but they didn't have to stay if they didn't want to. Which sucks because they did run the red, or run the stop sign. So if you have it recorded, just report it if you want to. But I don't know if they're going to do much. Let's move on. All right. I guess we're right at the end. Let's take a look. All right, cruising on our little Sportster. You don't see much of these anymore because they moved to the new models. Oh, so panic. Oh, it's a Yamaha Bolt, not a Sportster. He panicked with his right foot, going into the corner a little bit too fast. Okay, apply a little bit of that front brake to slow yourself down, make the corner. Okay, fundamental skills. When we get into a panic, especially if we're coming from car driving, when we go from car driving, accelerator with our right foot. Oh, panic. Stop, use our right foot on the brake pedal. Well, on a motorcycle, the rear brake is the right foot. So typically what happens is like, oh, we panic. It's a natural muscle memory. Slam that rear brake. And so that's why the rear tire slid out right there. So we fishtailed because we applied too much rear brake, locked up that rear tire. So how do we prevent that? Well, we start locking it up, release it. Focus on the corner. Just make the corner. Turn. A lot of these problems are a lot of people just don't turn. Sharp right turn coming up ahead. So it's a sharp right turn for us. It's a sharp left turn for that person that went around the corner. They weren't paying attention. So we're actually seeing it from a different point of view. Now, how do we help them out? Yep. They weren't paying attention. They had 2 lanes to work with and still couldn't make it. How do we help them? Check for any major bleeds. Stop those major bleeds. If they don't have any, there's not much you can do. But if they do, please stop those major bleeds.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Careful, bro. What's wrong with you? Hey, you gotta be careful, bro. There's a cop right there.
Okay, not too concerned about road rage. Like I said, just regulate your emotions.
You hit one of us, we're dying, bro.
All right, Cops ignore bad driver that almost hits truck. Okay. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Okay.
People were driving up the wrong way. Right.
There's idiots out there.
And nobody cared.
That's what you have to watch out for idiots. If you see somebody doing something weird, just stay away from them.
They choose probably the worst possible place to try to show off.
Oh, right in front of cops? Is he gonna accelerate too hard and lose traction on that rear tire? Yep. Happens all the time. So that is one of the tight turns from a stop. Okay, it's one of those motorcycle operations skills tests that you're gonna have to do if you want to get your endorsement. And what he did was accelerated too hard right off the stop, and the rear tire spun, lost traction. So one thing I have developed over the years is the Smart Rider motorcycle training drills. There's 24 drills, so a bunch of different drills. You set up the cones once, just like that. I have a QR code that demonstrates how to do that, so you have at least me coaching you. Set it up once, you have 24 motorcycle drills, and it's going to teach you how to friction zone, throttle control, head and eye movement, so you don't make the same mistake. There's a link in the description for 20% off. You get a digital drill version. So even if you get the physical booklet, you get the digital version of it. And same thing, all the QR codes, you click it and it'll take you to the video. There's also just the digital version if you just want that. But take a look. Don't make the same mistake. It's pretty ridiculous. You notice how like a lot of people are like, oh, you promote your book a lot. Well, I keep seeing all these people crashing for the most simplest things ever. And so I developed a book to prevent those things because you practice your skills. So practice your skills, okay? Simple as that. And you don't need a big parking lot to do it. You can do it in like one of the cul-de-sacs at the end of the street. Okay, okay. They don't know how to do four-way stops. You had a stop sign too, but it's a four-way. They didn't know how to do it. It was your turn. That's fine, but thankfully you saw it ahead of time and nobody got hit. That's a big deal. Okay, what else? Do you have another close call? No, okay. All right, here we go. Can't see much because of the GoPro. Very cool though. Okay, we're riding on the shoulder. Not very smart. Very close. Stay on the road. Don't ride on the shoulder, guys. Okay. You kind of run into issues there. Oh, same thing from earlier. Thankfully, they moved back over. But we can move ourselves into a position for safety just in case they didn't. We don't want to trust that they will. So move off to the sides as best you can. Find that escape. Get yourself out of there. Okay, pulled in the clutch. Probably getting ready to apply the brakes. Okay.
Getting it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it.
Looks like we're having a lot of fun here. Oh, loop the bike. Hopefully we don't get hit. We need some milk. Okay. High risk, high skill to do this. I just wish people would wear gear when they do this stuff. I don't understand why they don't. Icon makes some really flexible D30 armor gear. He's doing some push-ups. Very nice. Very nice.
Go, bro. You good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We got your bike.
It's very important that everyone here at least has some medical training, especially if you're doing these high-skill, high-risk maneuvers. If somebody starts bleeding out and nobody knows what to do, you're in a bad spot.
How's it going? Straight. My pride.
Visibility.
How are you?
All right, here we go. So we're going to move on to here.
Driver from the opposite direction.
When you start seeing a bunch of vehicles kind of like stuck behind big semis and stuff, and it's like this kind of a road where the only time to pass is to get into your lane, and you see all these vehicles, just be aware that somebody, you know, if I was stuck, I would want to switch over, but I'm going to make sure that there's no vehicles coming. So if I'm riding and I see this, I'm like, somebody's going to want to pass, and that means they're going to get in front of me. So I'm going to just be very cautious, get ready to switch over and get into a better position for safety, just like this.
Just a bit.
So perfect. So we're in the middle, right? So we're locating a hazardous situation, bunch of stacked cars. The only way to pass is to get in my lane. I'm assessing if there's going to be a relevant threat. And so I'm going to get ready to navigate into a new position for safety, which is going to be off to the side. So I'm in the middle. I see somebody. I positioned off to the side. So very good. Position off to the side, because now if I can't stay here because they take up the whole lane, I can move off onto the shoulder. Super easy. Versus if I was over here And I'm like, oh crap, there's a car. I have to swerve hard to get over. So he moved over witnessing it, and then now this is all he has to do if they take up the space. I would still move over to this escape, even if I had room right here. I'm trying to give myself as much space as possible from this idiot.
That's the beat.
But good job, new position for safety. That's an old GoPro Hero. I used to have one of those. All right, so lots of different vehicles. Intersection, hazardous area. Okay, good, we're out of it. So new intersection, hazardous area. Oh, side of the vehicle. Good swerve, good swerve. You have to do it, good swerve. Okay, lots of traffic, intersections, there's a side of the vehicle, it's a hazardous area. That's a good opportunity for emergency acceleration to get out of it. So very good on him. Side of the vehicle, intersection, hazardous area, lots of people crossing. Don't stare at him. He's already out of your way, okay? He's in your path, slow it down right here. He's out of your way. My concern is that guy now. I don't know if that guy's gonna go. So I'm not gonna stare at this person because then I take my eyes off of this new hazard. That's gonna be the one I'm worried about. Side of the vehicle, once again. Okay, people turning out in front of you, just slow it down when you see that so you can get out of the way. Blind spot, they're gonna come in our lane. Just don't be in blind spots. Ride staggered with other cars like you're in a group ride with other cars. So whenever you're on the road and you're by yourself riding, just pretend you're in a group ride. All the time. I accidentally hit mute. Pretend you're in a group ride. Yep. There it is. Lane filtering because it's California, I'm assuming. No, he just wants to get side by side. Yeah, so they switched over. Happens all the time, Tesla or not. Okay, so we're just going through traffic. It's an intersection. Be very cautious. Anybody coming in your lane. We're supposed to go in our first available lane. That guy didn't. So roll off the throttle, let him in. Not a big deal. It's stupid, I get it, but it's better than, you know, a multi-thousand-pound vehicle versus you. All right, side of the vehicle, slow it down. It's a green light for us. Doesn't matter. Just find your open spot. We're turning left, so it's not a big deal. Let them deal with it. Guy was an idiot. Side of the vehicle, once again. Okay. We had plenty of space. Just you roll off the throttle, apply a little bit of brake pressure, let them through. All right, we're accelerating, kind of hard, but then this guy slows down for us. So just kind of chill on this on-ramp. It's kind of scary because you want to get up to speed with the flow of traffic. Don't pass. Just don't worry about that. So this parking lot right here, you see how big this is? It's not very big, is it? You could do the drills in this. You have plenty of space in a parking lot like this to do the drills. You only need a 40 by 60 for the cones. So I would do about 60 by 80 of a parking lot feet. And I show you how to do it. You don't need to bring a tape measure. I measured my feet, not my feet, but I measured my walking. And so 8 steps for me is 20 feet. And so now I just do it by walking and setting up the cones. And I show you how to do that in the book with the QR code on how to set up. But this right here is a perfect parking lot. He's pointing at the leaves and the gravel. You can kick that out of the way if you need to. What are we gonna do here?
What? What? It's a private parking lot. What do you want? What?
Who cares? And you might deal with somebody like this, but you're just practicing in a parking lot. It's not a big deal. If you're doing it in a private parking lot, like at a church, and the church tells you to leave, leave. But if it's just some random person,
private parking lot.
So schools on the weekends are good. Churches during the weekdays are good. But if anybody tells you to leave, like the church or the school tells you to leave, just leave. Just find a new place.
But you're driving by. What? You're driving by. How are we disturbing you?
He's creating issues. Figure it out.
I'll ask you a question.
Yeah, we don't need to deal with that. But that's how you can practice your motorcycle skills. But make sure you grab a donut. hit that subscribe button. Check the links in the description for all that stuff and the discount code. And I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Hey, that was only a 20-minute video. The first one was like 40, 50 minutes. We have another one. We have another one. What time is it? Ooh, I gotta let the dogs out. Hopefully they're napping. Oh, we got a deer. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. We've got a deer. See you later. See you later, Raider. Hey, you're #1 top fan. Want to have a small glimpse on my freaky close call? Do you have... Is it on your channel? Because I could just click go to your channel. That's kind of cool. Is it the one from 1 day ago? Because I'm on your channel now. Is it the one from 1 day ago? Is it this one? Oh, it's at night? This one? All right. Just remember that even while on duty ride, always expect unexpected. Let's take a look. You got your lights on, too. Having to maneuver through everybody. Oh, around the corner. You saw it. Oh, I have like the screen here. What the heck? Let's restart that. Sorry about that. We're in the classroom. Let's take a look. So moving around, everybody. Does what I teach here, has that helped you when it comes to being a moto cop? Or does it at least complement your training that you had to do? Boom, there's a vehicle come out, you applied the brakes, swerved around, very good, handled it. It's helped? Nice. So good job with the swerve. So you're going around a blind corner, right? There's the vehicle. I can tell with the camera shifting. So there's the camera, right? It shifted. That's when you applied the brakes. You applied the brakes, slowed down, and you found an escape because you knew you weren't going to stop in time. Swerved around it, boom. Good job, dude. Good job. Well, I'm glad at least my training, the stuff that I talk about, has helped out and complemented your training. That's really good. I'm glad that that's the case. It means that what I'm doing is good. What I'm doing is good. But we got a deer. We got to hit that record button because I got to get started. I have to do some other stuff today before we head to the comedy special later on today. So 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we have an older MotoStars video. We're going to be going over some crashes and close calls, trying to figure out what happened to this person. Let's take a look. If you're a brand new motorcycle rider, this is very important to pay attention because we talk about how to prevent this stuff. So let's take a look. So we're here. Good job with the positioning. Hopefully nobody hits us from behind. He's checking his mirrors. Oh, somebody's creeping up. See, somebody's creeping up. What are they going to do? Hopefully they're not going to cut us off. Oh. Yeah. So that's one of the situations that we can do is emergency accelerate, emergency brake, or emergency swerve. Those are the 3 things we can do in a situation like this. So emergency accelerated out of it. So very good. Okay, very good. Let's move on to the next one. All right. So, oh, sorry. I'm sorry I paused it, but when it comes to planning a ride, we watch out for hazardous situations, and intersections are one of them. So great job with the swerve. Once again, 3 things that we can do. One of them was a swerve. So let's go back to this part right here. So the plan method, this is something I developed. It's based off the OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, and act. So we're going to put ourselves in a position for safety to start. So right now, we're in a position for safety. Okay? We're always trying to put ourselves in a position for safety. We're always trying to maneuver within our lane or wherever we're going to make sure that we are safe. That's the standard thing when it comes to riding or driving on the road. But we're also looking. We're constantly scanning for hazardous situations. And after thousands and thousands and thousands of motorcycle crashes and close calls that I have seen on this channel, and I've been doing this for years, is that intersections and corners are the two dangerous, hazardous situations that motorcyclists tend to get themselves in, and you can't really avoid it because there's corners and there's intersections whenever you're on the road, okay? So whenever I see an intersection, I am prepping myself. I am looking for an escape. I am looking for any relevant threats, okay? So when I see the pattern of a side of the vehicle, that's a relevant threat, not the front or the back of the vehicle, right? But the side. That means it's an intersection. That means that somebody could come out and I could T-bone them. That's not a good thing. Now, if they stay there and they stay on the side of the road and they don't go when I'm coming, they're just a relevant threat. Not a big deal, not a big thing. But they become an active threat when they actually come out and I can T-bone them. So I have to navigate. Let's keep it up. I have to navigate that with those three things I just talked about. Emergency swerving, emergency acceleration, or emergency braking, okay? Now, you need to be practicing these skills, emergency acceleration, braking, and swerving. Okay, you can practice all of this while you're riding on the road. I'm developing a new book that teaches you how to do that in your neighborhood. Very simple, very easy, simple to do. I do that on the road and in the neighborhood, but you can do it in a parking lot, okay? So he has to swerve out of the way. So he sees this, it's a relevant threat. It's a hazardous situation, that's a relevant threat over there. So far, nothing. If it stays like this and he stays there, not a big deal. Oh, comes out into our lane, starts accelerating into a path of travel. He started to lower his RPM, so he rolled up the throttle. Very good, get some engine braking. Reach for that front brake, do some progressive braking. Hopefully we can stop in time because we're not speeding. Hopefully you're not speeding because you can be the relevant threat here or the active threat to yourself by speeding. Comes out here. Oh, that's the natural reaction. We perceived and we responded with a verbal, oh, but you don't want to just do that. You want to respond with a physical action to get yourself out of there. He does. That's great. So we have an escape to the left. Very good. Now that car's going that way, but it is what it is. This is the reality of it. We're stuck in this situation. That's the only place we can go. We can't go right. We can only go left. We can only accelerate out, or we can only apply the brakes or swerve. We got to figure it out. We have to do something because if we don't do anything, we're going to hit this car. So he swerves. Swerves in the oncoming traffic. Thankfully, there's no traffic. As soon as we're here, now we're in a new position for safety. Okay? We're not hit by a car. So it rotates. We're constantly rotating through the plan method. New position for safety. But we're in a hazardous situation because we're in the wrong side of the road. If a car comes, now we're not in a position for safety. So put ourselves in a new position for safety by navigating, by swerving back into our lane.
Jesus Christ.
So that's the first thing we got to do. So we swerved back into our lane. You naturally do this if you're paying attention. If you freeze and you don't know what to do, you've never practiced your swerves, you never practiced your braking, you never practiced anything, and you're just kind of cruising, you're going to freeze. Training will kick in an emergency. Now, what is your training? Do you have any? Well, you need to. You need to practice. So if you want to practice your training, you want to practice how to ride, practice your skills, we have the motorcycle training drill booklet. We have 24 drills. You set up 10 cones, just like this. There's a QR code if you noticed. If you scan that, I take you through how to set it up. I do sell cones with it and a physical book. There is a digital version of it, but there's 24 different drills going from absolute beginner to easy to moderate to hard to expert mode. There's tons of drills in here. It's a great book. And like I said, there's a digital version that you can do. And you can't scan the QR codes if it's already on your phone. So if you click the QR code, if you actually touch it, it'll take you to the video of me actually showing you how to do it. So practice, practice, practice, practice, practice, practice, practice, practice. Link in the description for 20% off, okay? Here we go. Nice little turn. Got a little scared probably from gravel. This would have helped you. It's an easy turn. This is practicing your turns. Practice your turns. Don't make these mistakes. All right, we're speeding through the canyons, having some fun. Rear camera view. Are we gonna low side? There it is. We fell inside. Bike keeps going. This is why, as a smart rider, we acquire and use personal protective equipment just in case we fail and we fall off the bike. Okay. So he's gonna lean in. Leaned a little bit too far. Lost traction on the tires. This is why just going the speed limit and cruising and having a good time because you're on a motorcycle is how I like to ride.
Without any signaling, this bus driver provoked a situation.
Let's take a look at this.
The biker had only a little chance of saving himself.
Oh, getting squished. Oh, we're gonna hit the curb. You have to make a quick decision when it comes to something like this. And the best thing you possibly could have done is swerved hard into this lane. Try to slow down, stop, and do a quick U-turn and just get out of there. Like, because trying to make it, because you know this bus is going to take up the whole space. The bus is going to take up the whole lane. So if you try to go side by side with the bus on this part, you're going to see what happened. Bus shouldn't have done it. It is what it is, but there's some things you can do. Because now we're stuck. We're locked in. Dumb bus. Don't like it. Bus driver's fault, but it's our responsibility to maintain our own safety. So do what you need to do. Get into oncoming traffic. Slow down as best you can. Do a U-turn. Get out of there. And once again, you can practice really quick, sharp U-turns by using this book. Yeah, it could have jumped the grass too. Yeah, might have damaged the rim, but you know it's better than getting hit by a bus. All right, so they merged over. You know, rev bombing. This is an older video. This is back when rev bombing was cool. Hitting mirrors is cool. Getting a little freaked out. Regulate those emotions. Stop being an 8-year-old in a 30-year-old body. Pay attention. Adrenaline spiked. Now we're breathing heavy. That's what the body naturally does. If you get into the situation where you're just like super amped up, just pull off on the side of the road, do some box breathing. Breathe in for 4 seconds slowly, hold it for 4 seconds, release, exhale for 4 seconds, and do that a couple times. It'll reset your nervous system. So you don't want to keep riding amped up. Don't do that. Oh, we have a car's perspective. We're gonna probably see a motorcyclist get hit. This is not gonna be fun.
There you go.
There's the motorcyclist coming up. Oh, dumped the bike. Had to lay her down. So, what happens when you lay her down? We panic and we slam that front brake. We just slam the front brake. The front tire locks up, so it's spinning and locks up, starts sliding, falls down. We fall down. So how do we prevent that? First, progressive braking. So a little bit of brake pressure, weight transfers, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Or keep a really good space cushion so that if something comes up, you're like, oh crap. Oh, I got plenty of room. Progressive. We weren't paying attention. It was a red light. Probably wasn't paying attention to the red light. So hazardous situation.
That guy just crashed.
Intersections. See an intersection? Start preparing. Playing with a Nintendo Switch.
Goodness.
What?
That guy just crashed.
The kid wasn't paying attention whatsoever. Glad he has a seatbelt on though. All right. Oh, not paying attention. See what I mean? Not paying attention will cause you to crash more often than a failure of skills. Let's imagine this person has the best skills in the world. It's like the best motorcycle rider in the world. But if you're not paying attention or you close your eyes and you're just like zoned out, it doesn't matter. You're just going to hit something. And that's going to be heavy damage.
Quite
All right.
frankly, the owner of the dog
What are we cruising for? Going pretty slow? Something happened?
In the middle of the high traffic road.
So we saw something ahead of time, so we slowed it down. What do we got here? It's a little puppy dog.
Go ahead,
Oh,
puppies. Go ahead.
probably scared, lost. Might have gotten hit. It's probably got pain in its back legs.
Hi, puppies.
Oh.
Hi.
We'll have something a little good here. Put the side stand down. Okay, good. Somebody else grabbed it.
Yeah, he around the road. All right. Well, thank God. Yeah. Take care.
Good. Good. All right, let's see what happens here. Going around a corner, can't see anything. Now we can. Oh dear. If there's one, there's probably 2, 5, 7, 8 more. So good job not hitting this deer. Very dangerous. And I got the light reflectors on me. So not much you could do about that. Not much you could do about a deer. They're just gonna come out. That's why you wear gear, just in case. All right, nice little turn. Very good. Okay, side of the vehicle once again. Oh, saw it. Saw us finally. So good job slowing it down. Reacted with a horn. I would have just rather braked. Broked. All right, side of the vehicle. Another one. Oh, side of the motorcyclist. See, it's not just car drivers, guys. It's just drivers. It's just drivers. People just don't look sometimes. All right, so having some fun on a dirt road. He said a log truck's coming around a blind. It's a blind corner. You don't know what's coming around that corner. Be very careful. And there we are. Oh, shit. Find the escape, find the escape, found the escape. Yeah, yeah, boy. Good job. Good job. Oh, cruising pretty fast here.
Just behind the elevation of the road was slightly surprising to the right in front and ended his ride in a very unpleasant.
This is why I like to talk on the Cardo Pack Talk edge and talk to my buddies so I can like call 911 or tell the buddies up ahead that buddy crashed. So link in the description for 10% off. It's a great Bluetooth system. You know, so what do we do here? We got to rescue. We got to rescue our buddy.
Stay still. Stay still.
Oh, we got tore up with the barbed wire.
Stay still. Stay still. Stay still.
So he's talking. That's good.
Phone. Call 911.
Talking means his airway's open. Doesn't mean he's fully alert.
You took a pretty big impact, brother. Just relax.
So keep him on his back just like that. Keep the helmet on if he's breathing. The ground will act like a C-spine board, so it's going to keep his spine in line like it's a splint.
I can't move right now. Just stay still. It's the best thing you could possibly do right now.
He's probably just in a lot of pain. So having that Cardo, being able to call 911 and keep your helmet on is really good, so you can talk to dispatch while you're working instead of having a phone and doing all that, so you can do your stuff. So if he has any major bleeds, because he did get some lacerations probably from the barbed wire, but if his leg got lacerated by one of those metal poles, you want to be able to stop any major bleeds. So learning how to apply a tourniquet, direct pressure, even packing the wound, that is something that you learn in Stop the Bleed. It's a class that you can take. So Google Stop the Bleed and see if there's classes near you so you can actually stop those bleeds. And then having the tools on you, so having a tourniquet, having the gauze that you need to be able to pack the wound, but even direct pressure is really good. But knowing how to do it, when to do it, and why you should do it is so important, because motorcycle riders and trauma victims, a lot of them that die could have not died. It could have been prevented by stopping those major bleeds. So if your friend's there and you're like, I don't know what to do, and he's bleeding out, you could prevent that.
I'm not getting through. Can you turn off the bike? I'm not getting through it. Take your phone, please.
All right, nice little turn. Very good. Practice that with your drills. Oh, nope, somebody's coming out. So find the escape, get off to the side. Let them in, just let them in, get off to the side. Okay, well, you let them in. That's good. Usually they fight it and create a problem. All right. Okay. Something was going on there that we don't know. There's not enough context in that. Not a big deal. Having some fun off-roading. Okay, it is what it is. Oh, slowed it down, stopped, and then just lost balance. So, I mean, that's part of what the drills are. You're learning how to do slow speed maneuvers, and it can translate to off-roading. It's learning how to have balance on low speed maneuvers. This happened to me a few times when I took my Harley off-road. I learned the hard way. They learned the hard way. Sometimes when in doubt, you throttle it out. Get a little speed, straighten it up. Oh my gosh, we're just going all over the place.
Please let me be okay. Let's hold on. The bike is not on me. The bike's not on me.
Okay. Now imagine doing this by yourself. Oh my gosh, imagine doing this by yourself and you get stuck. So it's good to have friends that you're riding with. How did you get up there? Here we go. We're just riding at night. Low visibility. We're switching lanes. Okay, they're gonna switch lanes too. But we're going faster than the flow of traffic, so it's hard for other vehicles to see us because we're just the smallest target ever at night. So we're coming through here, going faster than the flow of traffic. The person's slowing down, switching lanes, applied the brakes, had a nice little impact. Okay, well, this is why you go the speed limit. This is why you go the flow of traffic. We have a side of the vehicle. It looks like an intersection coming up. Oh, looks like we had an impact between two vehicles. Just go easy around it because everyone's going easy around it, and they might do something stupid and close to you, so good job moving around it. Cruising with our buddies. It was very stupid. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, you're getting passed by a cyclist. They're not doing the flow of traffic. It is what it is. He's going 25. He's passing you guys. Alright, so we're gonna have anybody pull out in front of us here. Yeah, this truck right here is starting to do that. Slow it down, move over, move over, move over. Give yourself space. Get into that escape. Move yourself into a new position for safety. You saw that happening. Navigate. You're welcome, motorstars. Navigate away from that, okay? So we get up to here. We see this, and they're starting to come out. Stop honking the horn. Just move over. Give yourself this space between you. Don't try to cut it and be this close, because if they keep creeping out, boom, this is where you collide. Move over when you see it ahead of time, okay? Don't just cruise straight. There's no point in that. There's no point in that, okay, guys? But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, grab a slice of pizza, and hit that subscribe button, and check out the links in the description for Cardo and the drill booklet. There's discounts for all that stuff in the description. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Boom, boom. I didn't get thumbnails for the last two videos. That's fine. That's fine. Caffeine's starting to wear off. I have to edit these videos. I have some stuff I got to do. I got to go and talk to some people. And but with that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys next week. I'm going to try to do a Wednesday live stream next week, but I'm going to be working hard on that book. Okay, I'm working hard on this book, guys. So I'll get there. I'll keep you guys updated when this starts to come out, or when I print it. I'm just constantly keep you updated. Once I get that physical version of it, the proof of it, I'm going to probably start doing pre-orders. So it'd be really cool to get that going. But I'm hoping for Wednesday. Let's take a look real quick, Hog Rider, before I leave. Let's take a look. Next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Cool. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. I'm gonna take the elevator out of here.